Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tempe, Arizona. 2 weeks off from town, but the number 1 ranked Sun Devils are back in action tonight against the number 6 Blue Hens over at the University of Delaware. Nick Merrick alongside Austin Controlas. The broadcast brought to you by the Walter Cronkite Sports Network out of Arizona State University in downtown Phoenix. And it's certainly expected to be a great game. Austin, number 6 versus number 1 on paper. A slew of top 10 opponents that this Arizona State team has played, and should be an entertaining one for the fans.
Oh, it definitely should be a good series here, Nick. ASU in a very tough stretch in their schedule. They came back from playing the University of Illinois, who's actually dropped in the rankings. But they had the very difficult Oklahoma series last weekend where they swept the Oklahoma schools, taking 1 for Oklahoma, 2 from UCO. Now they got to deal with a 2-game series from this number 6 Delaware team here tonight. Nick, Delaware 8-1 on the season. Their only loss coming at the ACHA Showcase to Robert Morris, Illinois, last weekend.
Which we should look at, too, is that Showcase is always a very, very big match in the ACHA. Certainly some great teams playing and come out of that as the Blue Hens take control in their own zone.
Well, the last time these two teams met, Nick, was actually at the ACHA Showcase. ASU took the overtime win against Delaware 4-3.
Trying to get it is Volanino. That one back at center ice. Fez Khan cuts back towards center, drops a pass to Brett Preckle. He's across the blue line, will chip one ahead, looking for his forward, Colin Heckel. Not going to get close there, as tangled up is Preckle and Zezut. Zezut, the captain, trying to push it ahead to his forward. Intercepted by the Sun Devils. This one back for Cooney, sidestepping it's Khan, but he runs into 3 Blue Hens. Now with it, Tommy Cooney on his backhand as he's being harassed by Zezut behind the cage. Knocks him off. The Blue Hens with it. And finally able to regroup. No Sun Devil in sight as they'll slow things up in their defensive zone. Backhanded over by Gabriel Colonna. Mishandled by Guerreri. It is backed out by Levas. He pushes it deep into the zone. Murphy looking to battle for it. He's tangled up by Colonna. Blue Hens struggling to get it out as the Sun Devil forwards a bit relentless in the zone. That one a one-timer intended for Sean Murphy in front. Eventually batted out as Delaware will more than likely get a line change. That one's dumped in past the glove side of D'Elia. Sun Devils starting the attack. They dump it in. That's a high block on the Blue Hens netminder, Noble Tucker, a junior out of Murrieta, California. We'll get to his stats momentarily. Levas and Hoban, the 2 defensemen back for Arizona State. This one's chipped through. Nobody was there for Hoban on the pass, as that'll go down for an icing. 18-18 remaining in the first, scoreless and 2 top 10s, but Austin's going to be a power struggle to see who can get on the board first, especially with what these 2 goaltenders bring to the table.
Yeah, you got Joe D'Elia, the senior goaltender, and Tucker Noble, the junior, but the senior goaltender from Delaware. He has seniority. They've been running 3 goalies all season as they've all split time, 3 games apiece, but it's going to be Tucker Noble tonight. He's 3-0 with a 2.92 goals against average this year. He's facing Joe D'Elia, who's 4-0 with a 1.25 goals against average. Nick, that goals against average good for number 4 in the ACHA, but sitting on top in the number 1 spot would be Robert Levin with a .54 goals against average. But the goalie's not the big story really tonight, Nick. The big storyline here tonight is that ASU has 9 players out because of team rule violations. They're missing 9 guys, 1 due to injury, so make it 10. We'll fill you in more on that when we get the next break.
Well, definitely going to be a momentum changer. If a former national champion would like to take control, now's the time to do it. Centered in front, Tembe able to clear that one before it got to danger. As the Blue Hens right in front of the net, that was Marcelo DeAngelis, the junior forward out of Warren, New Jersey, in front, creating some havoc. A shot, that one just wide of the net. Goes back out, picked up by Ustaski. Knocked off and a big hit by Alex Tembe against the boards. Good job of the Sun Devil defenseman. Hoban has some room, finds Bergkemper. It's him by himself. Caught up there. Great defense and a back check. Late pressure coming in from Kevin Redmond. Before Chris Bergkemper found some room to work. Colin Heckel into the zone. 2 forwards. He scores! Captain Canada, first of the night. Arizona State, 10 men down. The captain wastes no time with that snap one.
Well, Coach Powers and this ASU team should be thankful that Colin Heckel is not one of the 9 or 10, I should say, that are missing tonight, as he does it once again. He gets the scoring started here in Tempe, Arizona. And his last big goal came against Oklahoma last week. He's got the game-winning goal, Nick, when ASU took on number 3, now number 8 Oklahoma. He won the game in overtime to have it be a 2-1 final. Now he starts the scoring here. Sun Devils lead at 1-0.
Preckle gets smashed. That play was set up by Alex Temby all the way back at his own red line. We'll see if he can be credited for the secondary assist. And right now, unassisted goal, but that one's just honestly misplayed by Noble Tucker. He's really going to want that goal back. That Heckle shot was picked perfectly, but it wasn't his best shot by any means. This is one, Austin, in the first 2 weeks of the season, you and I were mentioning, when's the captain going to get number 1? And once he did, it seems like he's been on a goal-scoring rampage as a quick line change for Arizona State.
Yeah, Nick, he has. That's going to be number 7 for him on the year, and he didn't score in the first 3 games almost. He got it in the 3rd game, but ever since then, the floodgates have opened for the captain.
Those 7 goals tie him with Talinsky, another one. Arizona State, 2 quick goals in a 1-minute span.
And Dolinsky's going to get the assist. We'll see who he set up there as the numbers go by. And I think it's going to be Sean Murphy getting the goal there. As Dolinsky, a nifty pass.
He meant 13. He said Blumgren, but he's not.
Blumgren wasn't on. So Blumgren wasn't on, and it's going to go to Murphy. He has a 3 in the number. We'll give it to the PA announcer. Great job there by Cale Dolinsky setting him up. Cale second in the ACHA in assists. That's going to help his numbers out right there. And then Sean Murphy, who, Nick, you've mentioned has been quiet to start this season with a big goal here.
Well, ironic as well because Murphy and Heckle played on the same line before tonight, still being quiet with 11 points. Says something about what this freshman could do. A 2-on-1 chance for Arizona State. Bergkemper drops one back to home, and his shot, that one's stuffed by Noble. That one a great opportunity. And as Tucker able to slide to his right just in time, the Sun Devil offense cannot believe how quick they come out of the gates with missing some key veterans.
Yeah, key veterans. We'll get to that. Maybe the next break is Troy Hoban had a great opportunity. Just couldn't get the puck to sit on a stick. Took a little too much time for that play to develop there. But this offense clicking without guys like Jordan Young and Brian McGinty right now.
The St. Paul, Minnesota native nearly finding his first ACHA goal. A one-timer might have done it for him. Blessing behind it. Heckle! That one stuffed off Tucker. And he just snagged it with the glove. Just got a piece of it. That was enough to knock it down. As coming right back around, Chris Blessing trying to find some room in top of the crease. Temby pushed that one in and finally pulled back as Delaware seems a little bit confused on the ice on which man is the Sun Devils are just almost working their way around traffic cones for a lack of cliche, but they get the job done. We'll
go through lines and deep pairings now. We'll let you fill in who's not on the ice. Most likely it's due to a team violation, and most of the team, 9 of the 10 players, I should say, 9 of them due to team violation are sitting watching this game right now. The lines, the top line tonight, Cale Dolinsky, Sean Murphy, and Tommy Cooney, who's replacing Michael Cummings, who's out with an injury, so he's the one injured. And then it's going to be Con Heckle and Blessing on that second line, Bergkemper, Holstrom, and Udez on the third line. It's going to be Eric Rivard dressing as the extra.
Well, good chance here for the Blue Hens. In a great pass, Levin, he scores! Mark Zezu goes 5-hole on Joe D'Elia. Perfection from the Delaware as they come in on that one.
And yeah, the Blue Hens, very good passing there, setting up Mark Zezu, the captain of this team. He led the team in points last year, and if he's the guy to keep him in this game, or that is the guy that I should say that is going to keep the Blue Hens in this game, as he's leading them in points right now as well. That's his 11th goal, his 18th point on the season, and really not much Joe D'Elia could do there. That's going to...
Valenino is going to get the assist. My pod of trying to say the blue and gold. Came out with the Delaware. That was just, the offense happened so fast for Delaware. What a fantastic response. But more on them in the next whistle, too. That's something this team could very much take care of business as Levas gets pushed from behind the net. Delaware starting to get a little bit more excitement in their skates. Is cutting it back as Dorr Ayrton Dorr finds his man far side. DeAngelis goes over. That one a high stick up to the face of an Arizona State forward. Play still going on. No whistle now eventually blown. As that's not a good sign right now. It's Chris Burkemper face down on the ice as Patrick Udez, Drew Newmeyer, Levos, and Holstrom get around him. That hit came up very high up towards the chest. Wasn't high enough though. Well, it did get it garnered a penalty.
And I think it got him in the face. He's not holding anything, but he stayed down for a while. We'll see. He's up now. He seems to be okay. I think it got him right in the neck or right under the chin. He's talking to the head referee right now. We got you through the ASU offensive lines. We didn't get you with the D pairings. The first D pairing tonight is Preckle and Temby with Young gone. It's going to be Newmeyer and Levos, the second pairing. And then Hoban's going to be the extra in the D pairing. So only 2 defensive pairings for Coach Powers. 3 lines tonight. There's a lot of players missing. So it's going to be a lot of skating, Nick. For a lot of these newcomers. A good chance, though, for the newcomers to really step up and shine in the spotlight.
Very good point, especially with Cooney getting experience on that top line as well with Murphy and Dolinsky. So it's a 5-minute. So it's a major for high sticking is the call. Very interesting start, though, to this game, might I add, as offense
has really been the story here.
Yeah.
Not much defense. ASU 2 quick goals, and then Mark Zetsu and the Blue Hens answer back right away, but ASU with a great power play has a chance to make this a 2-goal deficit right again.
Well, there's that offense, too, as Zezu, Redgate, and Volanino, all of them with at least 6 goals. Zezu leads now with 11 goals after that one. The captain absolutely showing his leadership early. Dolinsky trying to get one right back on the power play. Sun Devils work very well, especially with 5 minutes on the clock. A one-timer, that one missed the near side post as it goes back around from the corner. Picked up by Murphy, pushes it towards the slot. Heckle has to corral it as he pushed it off his stick over to Kahn. Pass goes from Preckle to Kahn over to Colin Heckle. Stick goes flying, no penalty there. They just absolutely swiped that one out of the hands of Fez Kahn. Pushed from behind, Pyatt. Michael Pyatt's the man in front. Trying to go backdoor. Good job blocking the lanes by Kelowna. One-timer. Heckle gets stuffed on that one. There's a clear. That'll get a line change for Delaware as D'Elia comes out of his net to play. 13 minutes remaining in the first. Power play just over 4 minutes, excuse me.
And then Coach Powers sent the umbrella out first, and tonight that's going to be Dolinsky, Heckle, Kahn, Preckle, and Murphy. Now with the overload. Completely different from what we're used to here.
Well, Zach Holstrom showing his speed into the zone, going coast to coast. Now gets caught with the blue line tripped up. The Delaware Blue Hens are trying to clear, and that they will. A good effort there, a joint effort with both Ustaski and Santucci.
It's going to be Temby, Holstrom, Udez, and Burkemper.
And it's going to be...
And I'm missing one.
We're going to switch it up. It's
Blessing.
It was Ustaski, Redmond, Watson on the ice for the Blue Hens. They switch things up. As now Zezut, Volanino, Redmond, and Ustaski still on the ice. Just the forwards changed for the visiting blue and gold.
And those 3 players that Nick just mentioned are really the 3 that ASU has to highlight in this 2-game series. They are basically the Blue Hens offense, you could say, as they are the top 3 point scorers on this team. No one else really with that good of stats, though. So those 3 players, Valenino, Redgate, and Zezu, the ones to watch as ASU just drew another penalty.
Temby's going to grab a delayed penalty. D'Elia holds on. This one goes over to Kahn. Murphy got the miscommunication there with Temby and them. I think they just wanted to clear it and ice it right away. That way they can get the maximum time on the power play. So that turned out to be a good heads-up decision by Temby of just realizing nobody's going to intercept that side, so he's just going to send it all the way down. So 11:46 remaining in the first period. It's going to be a 5-on-3 for 2 full minutes.
And they got Valenino there.
For hooking. So now a 5-on-3, and they took away one of the Blue Hens' best offensive players and one of their penalty kill players as well.
Preckle and Murphy trade passes. Now switching spots with Temby, looking for the one-timer. Shot wasn't there. Awkward pass over to Murphy. Got it there. Backdoor for Heckel. That one's off the stick of Brett Preckle, and back out it goes. It hobbles over the stick and right between two defensemen. Temby retreats back. 1 minute and 30 seconds of 5-on-3 hockey remaining. Heckel catches it in front. Good pass on that time, trying to protect the puck. Murphy wanted it back, cycles it all the way back around. Preckle at center ice, sends it deep for Delinsky. Delinsky at the face-off circle, back over to Temby. Preckle back to Temby, the two defensemen trying to set things up. Good job in the triangle by Delaware. Blocking that passing lane, trying to get it to Heckel in front. Great block off the shin pads by Dorr. Back to Temby a one-timer. That one goes high, he scores! Colin Heckel might have grabbed a piece of that one. Temby definitely got the good ricochet. A power play goal. Sun Devils up 3-1.
And yeah, we'll see, Nick, who they give that to. Temby with the slap shot, but Colin Heckel might have gotten a piece of it. We'll see who they credit to. If it was Heckel, that's his second in this first period in the first 10 minutes. I don't know. Temby shook his head as if Heckel might have gotten a piece of it, but we'll see who they credit to.
Okay, well, it was not Preckle.
We'll give it to Temby for now, just to... And Dolinsky's definitely going to get an assist.
I don't even.
That's all we're going to get, though.
I don't even know, though, because they said Murphy and Dolinsky. If they meant Preckle, Preckle set up Temby. So it should be Preckle to either Temby or Heckel. And then Dolinsky be a third assist. I don't even know. That one's all messed up. We'll have to figure that one out afterwards. So we'll just go Temby with, we'll figure out the assists afterwards. If we're giving it to Temby, then it should be Preckle and Dolinsky, the two with the assists. But either way, Burkemper up by 2. Only 10 minutes into this game, already 4 goals on the scoreboard in Oceanside. Temby holds on. Sun Devils still have 1:05 remaining on their power play. Temby fires. That one gobbled by Tucker, able to keep the rebound in this time. Unofficial shots on goal as well. 10-1. So, hey, efficient for Delaware. They're 1 for 1.
Yeah, they are. And Joe D'Elia is probably not going to like that stat if that's how that sits right now. His defense doesn't get any more shots allowed on him. But right now, ASU 1 for 1 in the power play, as their power play numbers continue to climb right now at 37% on the season. So that's excellent for this Sun Devil crew. 96% on the penalty kill so far this season.
Sun Devils cycling around in their zone. 55 seconds to go in the man advantage. Kahn from behind the net of Tucker. Top of the faceoff circle, Brett Preckle. Kahn creating some space. Preckle fires. That one got deflected again. A great kick stayed by Tucker. The defense able to clear that time. The Sun Devils getting a ton of pressure on. And actually some pretty good shooting lanes. That slots left wide open.
That was a great job by Cale Linsky to get across the crease, set a nice screen there, and he almost tipped it in.
Well, Kahn got a great pass off the Heckel, trying to stuff it through on that far side post. Unable to do so, though, as the shot total still going up for the Sun Devils. 22 seconds to go in the man advantage.
And Noble Tucker has his work cut out for him tonight, especially because ASU, their average shots this year, 44.8 in any given game. They got 11 so far halfway through this first period. If they keep this up, they're going above that 44.8.
Yeah, they're basically going for 66 right now. A little less than that. That would be unreal. Against a top 10 team in the ACHA, Sun Devils offense still able to get 60 shots
Something
on
I
goal.
can compare it to, it's like the Oregon Ducks defense. They run that many plays. ASU's offense just takes that many shots during a game.
That's a pretty good analogy. Deflected in front. That one goes off Leo Skihan. Final seconds. And the penalty expires, so DeAngelis back after his 5-minute major. Glove down by D'Elia. That's going to be a shot on goal, so at least he got 1 for 2 now.
And going off the 44.8, they only allowed 22.5 shots usually on the goalie, whether it be Levin, D'Elia, or Feldbell in net. They're not seeing that many shots within a game, but that's a good winning formula if you ask me.
Heckel on the face-off circle with Marcelo DeAngelis. The junior serving his 5-minute major. Cost his team a power play goal, though. That one's going to be pushed in all the way around the glass. That one took a funky bounce. Might have caught the referee as Redmond gives it right back off over to plenty of open ice. That one's backhanded by Ustaski. Around D'Elia. Another funky bounce off the Tempe glass. Kahn with a good side step. Now he's trying to get out of his zone. Over to Heckel. Heckel on the far side comes in and goes top shelf. That one missed high of the mark. Back all around for Newmeyer. Sun Devils creating a lot of space in front of them. And their speed, believe it or not, has been beating out Delaware thus far. Back door a chance. Good poke from Tucker. Tries for the spinorama. Didn't work that time on Blessing.
And you heard a yell from the bench to Blessing, what are you doing? Took a lot of time there to really develop. It was just him and the goalie, and he just really couldn't seem to find the puck. Deer in the headlights almost.
I think he was shocked he had that much space.
I was expecting a body, I guess, maybe. But he does have an amazing mustache going, so we'll give that to him.
Bono gives a pass back. Now a chance for Delaware to get something going. Trying to get a shot off Hoban. That one deflects off the stick. Goes back to the side. Play by Tasker. Cycles around. Levos sends him right down to the ice. But first, kept it at the blue line by Guerreri. Sun Devils able to intercept. Missed pass with Tommy Cooney. This one goes back towards Hoban. Levos also falls down. Might have lost an edge.
He got dumped, actually.
Missed that
by Tasker after the play, really.
Another 2-on-2 break. DeAngelis, that one back for a screen off the glove hand of D'Elia. Good shot by Volanino. Good development there as sneaked one past. Sun Devils defense never really saw it. D'Elia picked it up late, believe it or not. If he picked the corner a little better, this could be a 3-2 hockey game. Knocked down was Cooney behind the net, and working is Mark Zezut. D'Elia jumps out. Now he's out of position, trying to get it towards center. Good job of the defense.
Well, it took one of those funky bounces off the corner of the boards that you usually see here at Oceanside, and it squeaked out in front of the net. That's why D'Elia went out to grab it. He just couldn't corral it there with a lot of bodies around him.
Redgate was wide open in the slot. That pass got through Dolinsky. It would have been a wide open goal. So fortunate that there were about 2 or 3 forwards for Arizona State in front. 6:35 or so to go in the first. 3-1. Arizona State still leads. All goals came in the first 10 minutes of this period. 2 goals in a 55-second span by Arizona State. Colin Heckel and Sean Murphy. Mark Zezut, the captain of Delaware, brought it within 1 at the 14:50 mark, and then we're giving it to Tempe on the power play thus far to put the Sun Devils back up by 2.
And if Tempe does get it, it'll be his second goal of his young Sun Devil career.
Yeah, second of many. Delaware at their own blue line. That one in the neutral zone, picked up by the Blue Hens. Bringing that one in is Matt Margolis. He's going to wrap it around the boards. All the way far side's Pyatt. Pyatt trying to send it deep. Miscommunication with his forward line mate. Now Margolis picks it up. A backhander from Preckle. Udez able to intercept that one. Nice job. But I believe drawing the penalty, though, is going to be a Preckle on a slash. So off the play as well in that back far right corner. Preckle caught in the slash on Matt Margolis. So a 2-man advantage, a 2-minute man advantage now for Delaware.
And Delaware's a pretty fast team we've seen so far as well, so we'll see how they do on the power play. ASU with a really good penalty kill, sitting at 96% so far this season. But one thing that's going to go on throughout this game, a big theme, is how much ice time a lot of these players are going to get for ASU, and when do they start to get tired, Nick? Heckel's been out there a ton, and it's given him a lot of opportunities, which we had offensive opportunities, I should say, because he does have the ability to shoot more with the line mates he's with, but he's on there for the power play, the penalty kill. His line's out there a lot. Same with Dolinsky, so we'll see how long it is before their legs really start to go on them.
It's a very valid point, too, and especially with Heckel and Dolinsky having to work triple duty on both specialty teams, not only on center ice. Dolinsky backhands that one out. He actually might have had a short-handed chance.
He took down Kevin Redmond with the power of his backhand.
Mark Zezut got back first to the puck. Cuts back. Great move. Him and 2 Sun Devils. That one got caught in the skates of Levos as Udez loses stick as well. Here's the 2 freshmen working on the penalty kill for Arizona State. Typically work very well. Udez and Burkemper, the 2 exceptional players. Redmond pins his man up. Now picked up by Volanino. Gets the pass right back at center. Wound up. That one fired near side. Rebounder was there. Couldn't jump on it, though. Was Mark Zezut looking for his second in the first period. Almost had a chance there. Getting down low up on D'Elia. That one able to hold on right off the chest up towards his neck region, but it fallen right into his glove hand. Good attack there in the last 20 seconds by Delaware. Actually almost a modified Brian Parson.
I was just going to say that.
Guerreri
Guerreri probably wasn't planning that, but it was very close to being a Brian Parson-esque play. They just learned something about Oceanside. That's usually a home ice advantage here.
So for the Delaware fans tuning in, Brian Parson, defenseman, known at the blue line for throwing a slap shot just off the backboard, having it bounce opposite side of the goaltender for an easy tip-in goal. Nearly worked out with Zezut and Guerreri that time. Kahn has it at the neutral zone, sends that one in. Ouch, that one goes off the shins of Michael Pyatt. Unable to get it out of their defensive end, though. Still 25 seconds to go in the Preckle penalty. He's been taking a couple penalties as of late for the Sun Devil team. Coach Powers preaching discipline. Preckle's had a couple of issues, just some minor ones, getting some 2-minute minors. As Hoban now trying to work back and help out the Sun Devil defense. That one, a pass intended for Christian Tasker. Unable to touch it. The final seconds will tick off. Delaware had some good rushes there, though, so it should be known for the Sun Devils. Do not get any more penalties, because Delaware worked very strong in those 2 minutes despite not getting a goal. That one's going to be tipped ahead on a line change for Marcelo DeAngelis, as jumping off of their bench is Gabriel Colonna and Alex Guerreri.
Well, J.C. Branu Casio had a lot of open space there. Took a shot. He elected to pass it instead there at the end of that power play.
Sean Murphy trying to work it in himself. Gets knocked down as Cooney. Colonna was the man who ran Cooney into the boards, going backdoors. Newmeyer trying to stuff it 5-hole, but squeezing in time. Good anticipation from the goaltender out of California. Already given up 3 goals, however, in this first period, but the score could be a lot different for either side.
Well, ASU just bumped up to the #1 team in the country as the computer rankings took over this week in the ACHA, and that is the only reason ASU took over #1. I'll tell you, if the coaches were still voting, they'd be sitting at #2. Minot would be at #1 until Minot lost, but because the computers have been put into place, ASU, as of today, jumped up to that #1 spot. Minot fell to #2. Central Oklahoma, 8-6, Nick, took that #3 spot.
Because of those computer rankings.
Because of those computer rankings, that's right. Strength of schedule matters now. So it's kind of different in the ACHA. The first time we've seen it, and that's why the rankings, as we'll get to more and more in the weekend, are more skewed than they usually are when it comes to record. But ASU back to that #1 spot. They sat there for about half of the season last year. And Coach Powers was saying in the press conference this week that he doesn't think all the players think that they're going to have a target on their back every game. Well, now they definitely are, because they're #1.
Oh, nearly pushing near side was Blessing. Tried to one-up you right there, Austin, and say he'll take the target and handle it perfectly. Hoban cycles it over for Preckle, having room, trying to find Preckle to Heckle combination that Austin loves so much. Rebound front, a great move, Kahn, he just missed. Great opportunity there for the junior forward, had plenty of room. Sun Devil fans already standing and cheering behind. Awkward save from Tucker as that one goes the distance for an icing. Man, oh man, Sun Devils. Oh, so close to #4 in the first.
Fez Khan, he had Noble completely out of position. He just had to wrap it around him, and he went just a little too wide with his wraparound chance. Just went wide left, and he comes off the bench just knowing he had a golden opportunity. He just missed. And Khan, another player like Heckle, who sits on a line that's very offensively stacked. Heckle, he takes his role of sitting back and setting people up more when he's playing up on the second line with Khan and usually Murphy. It's usually Murphy who they set up a little more, and Heckle is second. Khan's third in line. Tonight, Khan and Heckle, with everybody out, really have a ton of opportunities to shoot tonight.
They split up Murphy, as you mentioned, to put him with the Dolinsky line. Because Dolinsky's without McAuliffe and Norris. So a couple of changes there. We'll see how long. Howard said some players may be gone for more than 1 day, so we'll see who's going to come back for Saturday. Honestly, hasn't been disclosed yet, as it's going to be an offsides as Holstrom ahead of the play by just a little bit. Under 2 minutes to go in the first. Still 2-goal lead, but Sun Devil depth surprisingly still showing. And the point he brought back maybe about 10 minutes ago in the game time was, can the Sun Devil, can they keep their endurance? Are they going to have the speed to go the full 60? Right now, they're playing a pretty strong 20, got off to the quick start. That's what they needed, knowing that their bench is so short. Then all they have to do then is maintain it.
Yeah, Coach Powers said he wasn't worried. He trusts the depth of this team. He trusts the young players that are playing tonight. And he basically guaranteed, he didn't say it, but basically guaranteed a win last night when we talked to him. He has so much trust in his team, the physical talent of the depth he has, that he was not worried at all compared to the journalist sitting in the room going, what are you going to do?
It's a very confident statement from a head coach. Obviously, you're supportive of your team, but to make that big of a statement, very impressive and gutsy, I guess you could almost call it.
It's played out just as he said it would so far. So
obviously, he's the pro of his own team.
That's why he's the coach. That's exactly.
Oh, exactly. But I mean, looking at all the freshmen playing and not even going through that, very interesting is on the top line having Tom Cooney, who's only played in a handful of games, playing top line with Delinsky and Murphy. Third line is completely newcomer, well, actually all freshmen. Chris Blessing, technically a sophomore transfer. But
and then you got Eric Rivard, who's dressing as the extra, who we haven't seen on the ice yet.
He'll be wearing number 8 for ASU as Heckel lays a hit down. Final minute of the first period. Sun Devils slowing things up behind their own red line. Whiffed on a pass by Temby. Got it out. Second chance, though, to the neutral zone. Picked up by Zezu. Drops one back to his defense. Delaware's going to be cruising 8-1 on the season for them. Waiting to touch up onside. Now Volanino throws one on. That one's right back to the corner. The Sun Devil final 30 seconds, a quick change. More than likely the last one for the Sun Devils. Preckle intercepts at his own blue line, gets the pass to Heckel. Good no look. On the far side over to Chris Blessing, trying to dangle his way around Dorr, not going to work. Ayrton Dorr gets the pass off to Volanino. Assistant captain trying to work in the offensive zone. Final 10 seconds remaining. 2-on-1 chance for ASU. Preckle fires, not even close, as he had Kahn with him. Not sure I agree with that decision there. And it was him and Kahn on a mismatch with Ayrton Dorr.
Maybe you got defense and offense. 2-on-1 opportunity. I think I'd let the forward take the opportunity, but Preckle going with the slap shot.
Preckle is a
he's transitioned.
So he's played a couple. He's played a little bit of forwards too in previous series because of those injuries to some players on the forward lines. The Sun Devils are just fortunate trying to have back, but 3-1's the score. Heading into the second period, the Sun Devil team did get off to a quick start. 2 goals in the first, I believe, 3 minutes? First 3 minutes and 40 seconds, basically.
And we're waiting for Casey Fier now to get down there and grab the microphone for our interview. We'll see who she gets.
If anybody, this team's sort of pleated. They may just be like, they need the rest. So we'll see if we'll even be able to grab a 1-minute interview with a Sun Devil player. But right now, Austin, you have to look at it too. I think Noble Tucker, the goaltender Delaware, is going to go back in the locker room and be a bit frustrated with
there was only that one goal, though. The Colin Heckel goal is really the one that you got to look at. And he'll want back really bad, as Heckel really just kept it low, shot it. It was basically 3 Blue Hens surrounding Colin Heckel, and I don't know how he really got it in the back of the net, but he did. So
defense had a hard time, too, helping out with some clearing attempts. Heck, Con almost made it 4-1 about 2 minutes ago or so.
All the bad chances ASU was able to get on offense, Tucker was able to stop besides the Heckel one, really. He's played a good game so far, as ASU already 15 shots on him tonight compared to the 6 that Joe D'Elia has seen, as we're still waiting. I don't know. Casey Fier left the she left the microphone on the bench.
She went to go grab Murphy, I think. And I think it works. So
well,
hey, props
that's
to
what
her,
happens. You get a newcomer, and you gotta get him to learn the ropes. So.
Or you just get an aggressive interviewee. But Casey Fier joined alongside Sean Murphy. Let's throw it down to them right now.
Sean, with so many guys missing from the lineup, how important has it been to really play better than your best and step up tonight?
Well, everyone has to really step up a little bit because there's obviously a lot of guys out of the lineup. So it's nice to get the first few goals and kind of get the pressure off and just now play some defense and go from there.
Now, this is the first time all season you guys have been ranked number 1. Do you feel like with that ranking, the target on your guys' back just grew a little larger?
Yeah, it definitely grew a little larger. We definitely had a target the whole year, though. They knew we had a good team, so the target just got a little bit bigger. We just got to deal with the pressure.
Thanks, Sean. Back to you guys.
All right there. And there's an example. We were mentioning it, whether or not they were going to see that target on their back and how they were going to handle it. And Say right there, yeah, I see a little bit more. We're going to try to get through it, but right now the Sun Devils doing a good job in the first 20 minutes against Delaware. This is a team they're going to play both tonight and tomorrow night, so it's coming into an exciting series, but right away Arizona State making a big statement. So Austin, some first period adjustments for Delaware. What do they need to change up to get themselves back?
Well, I think you mentioned it the most. The defense just making sure to clear and help their goaltender out is really Tucker Noble. I mean, they've left him out to dry a couple times. He saved all of them besides the Heckle one. That was a bad goal on his part. And then really just getting some offense, getting into the zone. They've actually had some good odd man rushes, but they really haven't set up in their offensive zone.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they're going to handle it better. And that Sun Devil offense, if they can take on the pressure in the second period coming up next. But first, we're going to go to our Walter Cronkite Sports Network intermission report with Brett Deckard, Allison Cummings, and Dominic Cotronio. Stay tuned for that after this commercial break.
Think about what you imagine yourself doing. Think about what you want your life to do. Think about what you want your life to mean. What we have constructed for you is an institution that is focused on enabling your dream.
Pretty much anything I imagine being able to do at college, ASU has given me those opportunities and I've taken advantage.
We have a medley of student staff and faculty. The slides actually works to every student's benefit here because whatever you are, there's a place for you here.
It's a nationally recognized college that has international connections. There's so many opportunities for every single student that comes here.
We're not doing science or business or industry or math without an end goal in sight. We have an end goal in sight and we're working towards it.
You're at the place where there's this intense energy focused on you.
ASU is the place where you can come and dream about anything, focus on anything, and move your life forward. If you really want to go to America's fastest, highest energy institution, ASU is the place to be.
How do we educate in a rapidly changing world?
How can we create a sustainable way of life?
How can we teach peace?
Arizona State University. Rise to the challenges before us.
When you support AID, you're doing more than supporting the programs you love. You're supporting possibilities. You're making sure there's a place for independent voices, ideas, and perspectives. You're opening children's minds, helping them discover who they are and what they can be. You're giving everyone the chance to find inspiration from the arts. And you're opening doors to the wonders of the world. To discover more, experience more, be more. Support possibilities. Support Arizona PBS. Thank you.
Gentlemen, it's time. You've worked very, very hard to get to this moment, and it is now time to show who we are. We are not Tucson. This is Tempe, Arizona. Sun Devils football, gentlemen. The Pac-12, brother. It's time for us to put it on the line and get out there and show them how to tailgate for Sun Devil football. Yeah! Go Devils! Woo! Woo-hoo! Ha!
3
3-1 is the score here at Oceanside Ice Arena. Arizona State up over the Delaware Blue Hens. I'm Allison Cummings alongside Dominic Catronio and Brett Decker. And so first thing is first is there is a lot to talk about. Let's start with the fact that Arizona State is shorthanded for this game. 9 veteran players due to breaking some team rules sat out. But it was as if Arizona State took it as a personal challenge almost. How did they handle being shorthanded that period?
Well, you can look at the scoreboard. It's 3-1. They handled it just fine, even without the guys like McAuliffe and you know, your top point scorers. I can't talk this evening. But McGinty, those guys making it points, but Delinsky filled the role. He's the ACHA point scorer anyway. He did his job, and it was just, you know, something that it's really encouraging to see. The Powers have said it all year, depth.
Right, it's encouraging that this depth is really coming through, and I love the way you put it, Allison, that they took it as a personal challenge, because it really looks like it. It's a short-handed group, but they're playing very strong together. In these circumstances, you figure they would look even more challenged, but they came right back and had Delaware. They're both playing physical. They're playing out of their game, out of their style, but it's working for them. And especially in the offensive zone, they're really gelling even on these different lines.
And personal challenge set aside, it is still extremely difficult to play an entire game of hockey when you're short-handed. So how do you see this playing through for the rest of the game?
Well, look, when you have a smaller staff, you're definitely going to get worn out. And we definitely can't see that in the first period, but as we see towards the end of the second maybe, and definitely in the third, we're going to potentially see the fatigue start to kick in for the Sun Devils.
Right, and it'll be interesting to see, though, because the Sun Devils have been able to control most of the offensive zone pressure, which then tires out Delaware. So while Delaware might be able to balance up and take advantage of ASU's tired legs as the game goes along, the fact that ASU has been wearing them out, forcing them to play defense, wears them out physically and mentally as well. It'll be interesting to see. That might kind of even each other out as we go along.
And you know, Delaware was not aware that ASU would be playing shorthanded until before the game started. These two teams haven't seen each other since 2011, where Arizona State did win that game, but Delaware won the national championship that year. They're an incredibly strong team and of course want to move up in the rankings. I talked to Watson before the game started. He said they were going to play extremely physical against Arizona State and capitalize on the power play. Do you think their physicality is a good thing, bad thing? They were extremely physical there.
Absolutely, they're extremely physical, but they can be physical to an extent. That major penalty they had on there, that's something you cannot do. Obviously, that set up the later 5-on-3 power play goal for the Sun Devils. It's just, you can be physical, just don't make those stupid mistakes with the penalties.
Right, I'm not sure that even warranted the major call, but their physical play, that's going to lead to it. You're going to get some bad calls, you're going to force some mistakes. But I think it's working for Delaware. It's a style that most teams are going to enforce on the Sun Devils as the season goes along. They're a fast team. Teams want to take them out of their rhythm. But the Sun Devils have, all season long, and especially tonight, they've counteracted well against their speed. They get around guys, they know how to pass the puck, and they take their shots. They're playing smart against a physical team like this, and they're coming right back.
And finally, right out of the gate in the first period, you saw explosiveness, physicality, shots. It was crazy. So much to look at all at once. When Burkipper went down, I didn't even see it originally. I was looking over at Holstrom. So much has gone on. Is that a little bit of a preview as to what can be expected the rest of this game?
We could see some chippiness, but on the positive side of things, seeing Heckel send that rocket off from beyond the face-off circle, that was incredible. Then an awesome 5-on-3 goal with Temby sending it in. If there's a deflection there, we don't know for sure. But it's just, there's so many positives that you can take from this so far.
Right, and both teams, there is so much going on, as you said. I didn't see the hit either, and then as the game's going along, there's two things going on over time. There's guys cutting here. It's a faster game than we've seen all season because we've got two very talented teams going at each other. It'll be interesting as the game goes along. And sitting up here, we're over top the players. I'm hearing a lot of talk between not just Delaware or ASU, not between each other, at the refs. This is a different game than we've seen all season. I think it'll be really interesting to see how it plays out.
And commenting on the speed, the Blue Hens' only goal came in about a flash. You know, yeah, it was a 2-on-1 advantage, right. And bang, the goal goes in. Both teams are playing fast, and commenting on there's a bit of trash talk going on. Blue Hens aren't exactly happy with the officiating, but we can see we got 2 periods to play here.
All right, guys, and there is 2 main things to focus on here this second period. The fact is, can Delaware move up in the rankings by beating the #1 team in the nation? And Arizona State's newcomers certainly are hyped, but here tonight they have a chance to prove it, and we'll all see how that unfolds. But for Brett Decker and Dominic Catronio, I'm Allison Cummings. Stay tuned.
I get to do what I love to do every day, and I see that as nothing but a gift. You know, I think that's a gift that I get to wake up and go play volleyball and go to school. And that's something that I love to do. So in order to kind of say thank you, because I can't really say thank you other than, you know, to succeed and do well. But in order to give back, I go help the community and give my service and do what I need to do in order to give back. And I think that's really the only way I can really express my gratitude for this opportunity to be a student athlete. I'm involved with the Sparky's Tour program where we travel around to different schools around the valley and talk about character, and Sparky is an acronym, so every letter stands for a different part of character. S stands for self-discipline, P stands for positive, A is for active, R is for respect, K is for knowledge, and Y is for yourself. It's awesome. We can show them, you know, it's cool to be a good person, to have good character. We bring Sparky with us, and Sparky steals the show. So it's really a great feeling to see them react to it and to have so much energy and enthusiasm because ASU is coming to their school. My dream was always to play at ASU. I can honestly say I would not want to be anywhere else but part of the Sun Devil family. And I love it here. I love ASU. I love this school, this program. I love it. I love it.
How do we rise to the challenges before us? Arizona State University.
Second period action underway, 3-1, Arizona State leading the 6th-ranked Delaware Blue Hens. And what's sure to be an entertaining second period here in Oceanside. Delaware looking to rebound after the first 20 minutes of play, not to their liking, or at least the goals not to their liking, as they gave up 3 for the Sun Devils.
So now they're going Temby from Preckle to Murphy on the goal we just did not know. So we gave it correctly to Temby. It is from Preckle and Murphy. That's that power play goal for goal number 3 for ASU.
The Redgate has it, now gives it off to Zayzoot. That one around the net of Colin Heckel as he picks it up. Drops the pass over to Blessing, sidesteps a hit. That would have been actually blindsided by Guerreri. Avoided that hit in time. Sun Devils working behind the goal of D'Elia. Here comes Arizona State. Great pass to Heckel. Breakaway chance for the captain off the post. Almost had it, tried to stuff it near side. A great outlet pass from the defensive end by Arizona State. Colin Heckel on stride, but just missing by a matter of an inch.
And he is just on fire tonight. I don't know what it is. Maybe he feels like he has to put the team on his back with this many guys down, or if he's just feeling it completely. He's really hit his stride here this part of the season. Either way, Colin Heckel is basically unstoppable. The only thing that stopped him there is the post.
Volanino gives up the puck. Delinsky comes in on a 3-on-2, has Murphy, drops it back for Cooney, scores! Perfect pass, Delinsky goes through the legs and finds Tom Cooney. That's going to be his first official goal as a Sun Devil 4-1 lead for ASU. Murphy gets that puck as he throws it in. There's the first for Cooney, and what's also going to be the first of many.
Yes, it is, and the bench gives him a couple big hoots there as Tommy Cooney takes number 1, the first of this period, the first of his career. Sun Devils now lead it 4-1. And just like the start of the game, they scored early.
Murphy and Delinsky should be the two there. We've had some issue now with the PA tonight, as that initial Delinsky feed was absolutely on point to Murphy, and then just a quick tip over. Burkemper almost scores, tried to go top shelf on the elbow. That one just missed near side. And the slot, another chance. Sun Devils just missing wide, getting a piece of it back door. Arizona State still crashing. That one, Zach Holstrom as the offense finally slows down towards the blue line of Arizona State's defensive zone. The Blue Hens knocks down Udez. Fortunate not to get a call there. Very clean hit, but a little bit close if Christian Tasker got underneath, or I guess it's on top of the hands of Udez. Speaking of which, he's going to skate into the zone. Holstrom holds it. Now with space, Zach Holstrom, quick wrist shot stuffed. They trying to get one through to Burkemper as well, who's waiting him for the rebound. Now a 1-on-2 the other way for the Blue Hens. Not much room for Tasker to State. Drops one back. There's DeAngelis, so some room there, but D'Elia able to ward that one off. Bodies collide in the near side corner. That one goes off the hip of Levas. Not out though, it's intercepted. Great snag, D'Elia. Right off a turnover. That was a perfect shot. Trying to go top left corner, and D'Elia splashes the leather, the senior, keeping this one a 3-goal lead.
And great job there by D'Elia, as I think it was Levas and Hoban who tripped each other up and brought each other down in front of the net. And the Blue Hens now officially with 7 shots on the night to ASU's 16. As Coach Powers said, though, Nick, the freshmen have a chance to step up, and right now it's been Cooney, Temby, and Murphy, the ones stepping up here so far.
They had the time to shine. They're proving they're going to be one of the best recruiting classes maybe ever in the ACHA if they keep their rate up, considering how well the fourth line itself is doing. As Con never got a piece of it, frustrated with himself, as that's an icing call just past the 17-minute mark of the second. But, I mean, looking at it, you're seeing when the team's healthy, and you're really looking at it, Burkemper's a guy who sits in that third and fourth line, 7 goals and 11 points for the St. Louis, Missouri native. Also, guys like Patrick Udez, you're mentioning, 7 points for him. Holstrom, 8 points. Both those two are the Sun Devil fourth line on a typical night. Just absolutely stacked offense. There's no such thing as kind of a checking line, even though, you know, this team, you can call it that, though, because that's why Burkemper and Blessing and
they're all on the line for that.
But there's still a scoring line, too.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, we talked about it all year, how offensively talented ASU is, how defensive talented they are. I mean, they're a all-around really good team, and that's why they're number 1 in the rankings right now. That's why Minot State dropped behind them. Well, I mean, the closest game they had, though, Nick, was against Oklahoma, and that's on a day where they woke up at 3 a.m., went to the airport at 4 a.m., switched planes in Denver, and then
6 a.m.
Yeah, at 6 a.m., got to, you know, Oklahoma with an hour and a half, and then played a hockey game. So this team is extremely talented. It's just a matter when they meet an opponent or they have one bad game. You know, we haven't really seen them have that bad game yet, besides Oklahoma. I'm not counting that.
Well, defense, I think, has surprised everyone the most on this team, and just how much Temby, Levas, Newmeyer, and then even Preckle, you could argue, coming back on the defense to help them out with some experience, has come around this year. Very sound. Speaking of which, there's Newmeyer, but he did turn it over. Quick shot. That one goes off the blocker of D'Elia. Over for Newmeyer. Tried to bat it out of midair. This one, a chance for Pate. Jelinski will dump it in. Udez, Burkemper, Hoban, Levas back out in the ice. Skihan goes opposite side for Kelowna. Burkemper almost turns it over thanks to his skate. Might get it back. At least he's battling for it now. Good pressure from ASU. Looking backdoor. Now Levas with space. Knocks it down. Took an awkward hobble. As Udez back in the near side, being harassed by 2 Blue Hens. That one gloved down by Levas. Great hops there. Ooh, big kick save from Noble Tucker. That one goes through the legs of the defenseman, too. I didn't even see it from the booth on that one. Deflection from Holstrom. That one just goes behind the goaltender as well. This ASU offense not stopping anytime soon. Levas trying to pick up the speed. Gets roughed right into his own bench, though. Somehow holds on to it with his hand as it goes right back. Now a 2-on-1 break for the Blue Hens. Working in a shot. That one goes off the stick of D'Elia up into the netting for a whistle. 15-minute mark passed. The few chances the Blue Hens are getting, it's been rebounds out of play. It's been rebound control by D'Elia. It's been good defensive work. It's kind of been a one-shot and done offensive rush for Delaware.
Yeah, it really has. A lot of odd man rushes, and D'Elia with faced a little more pressure to start this period than he's seen all game, and he's faring well with it so far. I mean, the one goal he gave up was an odd man rush. It was him and two guys couldn't really do much about that, and with this pressure, he's done quite well so far to start the second period.
Two quick shots off the face-off. One was on net, one hit the side of the cage. And that shot by Zezu was partially tipped by Khan. Eventually just kind of snares it, floated right into the glove mitt of D'Elia. 14:42 to go in the second period. Sun Devils trying to hold on now in their defensive end. On the draw is going to be Zezu and Heckel. Captain on captain draw, won by Arizona State, but taken first by Delaware. As Khan harassed both in front of him and behind. Taken right back over by Delaware. Now skating in. They're also the host of the 2013-14 ACHA National Championship. The net came off its bearing, and that shot, can't believe he even missed it.
He had a wide open right side of the net, and he went high with it. And I think it might have been Zezu who had the opportunity as he was bending over after that play. I think discussed with himself as a great passing there from Delaware. Very crisp passing. Had D'Elia completely out of position, and then they just couldn't finish.
The second time they've been able to beat the Sun Devils defense. The first time they scored, well, that time would have been interesting too if the net would have came off before the goal. But either way, it was just a face-off in the Arizona State zone. Ricochets off some skates. Cooney and Murphy have to touch it back on side. Same for Dolinsky. Miscommunication there. Temby floats one in. That one goes by the side of the blocker of Tucker. Pushed against the boards by DeAngelis. Now working behind the cage. 4 Sun Devils caught on the right side of the screen, so Delaware goes back to the top side.
One thing you're noticing about Delaware here to start the second period, they have a lot of speed as well. They haven't really been able to show it off as much, but they are flying around the ice. The passing's a little more crisp to start this period, and I wonder if they know with ASU's short bench just to start running them up and down, skating them, I should say, up and down the ice, tire them out a little bit here.
Dolinsky over to Levos. That one got tipped twice. Cooney missed wide. They just try to get it towards net, hope for a rebound of some kind. Levos will skate back. Delaware slowing things up. Cooney almost got in front of that one. Both teams pretty relentless, though. It's a very exciting game. As you guys can tell from back at home. The pass goes behind Bonnet. Back over top of the face-off circle. Snagged by D'Elia. Quick shot from Ayrton Dorr. No rebound given up again. There were 2 Delaware players right in front. But D'Elia's not having it.
A good glove there from D'Elia as he had a Delaware player actually on the back door who was ready to snag that one if it slipped out of his glove. He's looked very solid to start this second period. He's been tested a lot more than he has been all game so far.
Shot. There's a rebound from the blue line. That one goes off the stick. You could thank Drew Newmeyer for that one. Joe D'Elia trying to argue something. I think he was being pushed in the crease by J.C. Bernacio.
Yeah, he can't thank Drew Newmeyer there as Newmeyer got down, got a stick on the ground, and deflected the puck up into the netting.
Still Delaware working. That one in the slot. That one deflected high of the net. It kind of bounced over the head of D'Elia. Sun Devils pick up as they go near side. Collapsed into the boards was Zach Holstrom. Trying to intercept was Burkemper. Working out the top part of your screen and dumping bottom part. As Delaware enters the offensive zone. Udez right there to put on some pressure. Now knocked off by Holstrom and Newmeyer. Far side it goes. Intended for Matt Margolis. As now he eventually gets a piece of it. Now he gets his skates tangled up with Burkemper. 21 on 21 as their jerseys go. A pass through center. Not getting a piece of it though with Holstrom, but it was stick down by the goaltender. So no icing called. Burkemper trying to do his best to keep that one offsides, but now it's going to be offsides. I think that one, interesting call there. I thought Pyatt got a piece of it instead.
And it was right before that Burkemper was going back and forth right on the blue line, and he just brought in the offensive zone. But Nick, a whole different Delaware team we're seeing right now. A lot more pressure. They're being more physical, and their speed's really starting to show. I don't know if that's because ASU skaters are getting tired right now, or if that's just because they decided to turn it up. after the second period.
How about a lot of 5-on-5 hockey, too, in the first 8 minutes of this period, clean.
That'll help, too.
Blessing, wow, late whistle there. Tumbles down to the ice. Not intended anything there from Kevin Redmond as he tries to help up Chris Blessing, but I think it was a very late offsides whistle. Whoops. So it just goes outside the zone. Heckel is going to be on the draw against Skihan. Skihan loses that one. Levos is going to dump it in off the sideboards. Picked up by Ustaski, and that one out of play. Ustaski also nicknamed Savage by his teammates.
I like the name.
Comes out of Glenview, Illinois. 2 points on the year.
They were savage points, though. He only has 2, but they were savage points. That.
Maybe start singing some Savage. Some rock going. Levos, wow. With a cannon, he unloaded. That one goes off of Murphy, wrapped all the way around. Murphy on Redmond. Goes back to the Sun Devils' possession. Kept in by Levos. That one missed wide as well. Nobody was home on the far side. Picked up by Delaware as he pushed it out of the defensive end. Drops one back. Now a good assist to himself as Ustasi is going to work into the offensive zone. Has a pass available there. Drops it, finds the man. That one just wide of the mark and it got deflected in front. Not sure if that went off a defenseman's skate or if D'Elia got a piece of it. And now back out, a 2-on-2 the other way. Arizona State, Cooney comes in, drops one back for Murphy. Couldn't corral it though. 2 men diving, and Leo Skihan was the last one to do that. Temby spins out of danger. 11 minutes just passed in the second period. Levos is going to have to battle with Ryan Pate. He puts on the brakes, waiting for a line change of his teammate as they will regroup back at center ice.
And Alex Temby got lucky there. He spun away from the Blue Hen forward, but then he had Levos. He could have passed it to him. He decided to keep it himself, and it was almost an odd man rush for the Blue Hens.
And that's going to get a penalty absolutely by Ayrton Dorr, pushing right to the head of Cooney. As now Cooney and Ayrton Dorr bump shoulders before he goes out. I actually missed the official call. They actually might have called it, I believe they called it interference. Oh, so much for clean hockey, I guess. 10:33 mark. So 2 minutes on the roughing call.
Cooney had some choice words for Dorr there before they got him into the box. We'll see how that progresses throughout the rest of this game.
So 1 for 2 thus far in the power play for Arizona State. Blessing playing at the blue line now. Interesting position for him to play on this scheme. Temby drops it down to Bergkemper. Looks to get it right back, but that lane was clogged. 2 Sun Devils all against the sideboards. Now brought out by Holstrom. Has some room. The 2-9s battle. Mark Zezut there as well, trying to go backdoor through 3 sticks.
Yeah, and
Not a smart pass there.
I don't like that pass at all. You have 2 other options up near the blue line he could have gone to. They could have cycled it around.
Well, they will cycle around their own net. Holstrom misses the pass. Now it jumps right back to where it came from. Guerreri gets that one through. Goes off the side of the net. Sun Devils going kind of slow in this power play. 45 seconds ticked off. Bergkemper working with Udez. Almost a late stick on the poke check coming in, but not successful from Pyatt. Bergkemper finds his man, Brett Preckle. That wrist shot goes wide. Blessing on the far side to push it towards Udez. Right back to the blue line. The senior able to hold. Here comes Blessing, top of the face-off circle. Wards off a man over to Holstrom. Former NHL Minot Minotaur. Preckle gets a shot off. That rebound came in front. Almost gathered by Blessing. Udez now going to put more pressure on. Oh, hit himself into the boards on that one. Going aggressive. Now clearing attempt. Goes right back to her and takes a generous Sun Devil hop off the back of the thigh of Michael Pyatt. So the senior's going to wear one on his calf muscle. 25 seconds to go in the roughing call to Ayrton Dorr.
And ASU just getting their first change with 25 seconds to go.
Preckle skates in, has Dolinsky as well, peels away from the pressure, cycles around the face-off circle, now dumps it off to Heckel. Preckle goes back near side. Heckel trying to find a lane to get to Kahn. Final 5 seconds now remaining. Preckle goes backdoor. Silly pass there as well. Oh, breaking up the breakaway chance with Sean Murphy. That would have been just Zingarelli by himself. And
Kahn with another good chance, and he can't find the back of the net. That's the second time tonight.
Desperation pad save as well. Another chance. Dolinsky almost poked that one and ricocheted off the post. Didn't do it. 8 minutes approaching now. As you see the power play totals, 1 for 3 for ASU. Looking for a deflection. Heckel gets flattened out as Vincent Zingarelli nearly finds some retaliation. Heckel still chirping with him. I think Coach Greg Powers yelled at Heck to come back.
Well, Heck also took a high kind of check there to end that play too, but before Zingarelli got back on the bench. But yeah, you could hear Coach Powers down below us yelling Hex, Hex. So it's going to get physical here now, as Heckel now is just going to go after anyone who wants to listen.
We'll see what adjustments now Delaware can make, as we're already, just about 2.5 minutes past the halfway mark of this game. Heckel smiling as it comes off.
Oh, he likes it. He, as physical as he gets, he loves when someone wants to get into it with him.
One by Delaware, setting up the offensive zone. That one pushed around by Guerreri all the way around the boards. Finds its way over to Christian Tasker. Tasker right back to Kelowna. That one takes a high bounce, trying to glove it down. Now D'Elia's in his own net after he was knocked in by Alex Guerreri.
I think he's okay. I just don't think he can get out.
Very awkward, though, as two men were jumping. Guerreri, one of them. I believe it was Newmeyer, the other one.
Yeah, I think it was Newmeyer. I was going to say Newmeyer or Udez, but I think it's Newmeyer who went up with him, and Newmeyer ended up pushing Guerreri into the back of the net, which D'Elia then took the brunt of that and went further back into the net, and he got stuck.
So Murphy on the draw with DeAngelis. Sun Devils win that one. Murphy timing attempt, just get a piece of it. That saved an icing call. Going back the other way, Newmeyer has now on his stick. Overpass to Hoban. Now out through Murphy. A couple of passes later, throws it off the sideboards. Murphy chases it down. The head referee right in the way of this action. Dolinsky poking for it. Can't get it loose, though. Gabriel Kelowna holds on to possession. Skating in is Westbonnell.
Hoban got a late hit. He's going to get the penalty for it. It's on the Blue Hens. He really took the brunt of it into the boards. And now Murphy chirping with Bonol, and Bonol throws a stick at him. So a lot of talking and physicality now, as now Bonnell's going to go after Newmeyer. ASU is going back on a power play. It's going to be Zezu going to the box. No, it's not. I apologize. He was just talking.
I think it was that Tasker, Christian Tasker. It's a 4 minutes double minor. Interesting.
And it is Tasker. So now ASU with 4 minutes. They're 1 for 3 today.
So an elbow and on sportsmanlike for Tasker. So he'll take a seat for 4 minutes. Sun Devils working the power play. Cleared by Delaware, though. Here comes the Sun Devils. Fez Khan finds Dolinsky. Quick shot. That one blocked it down by Tucker. Sun Devils able to hold. Heckel back to Preckle. Senior to senior. Goes up high. That one off the elbow of the post and out of play. As Colin Heckel got robbed of basically his second goal, and now his hat-trick goal.
He's been flirting with the post tonight. They're just talking. It's a casual relationship. It could get serious.
Just a first date.
But man, is it robbing him. He's taking his money blind, Nick. And he knows it.
So it's a bad flirt.
It's a bad flirt.
It's a tease.
Not his friend, yes.
So maybe he... Heckel is staying out on the ice, however.
I think the Blue Hens are arguing that they want to make a change, and then they thought the face-off after that should be outside of ASU's offensive zone, but they brought it back now into the zone.
Well, it's Vincent, Zingarelli, and Heckel. Won by Zingarelli, picked up by his teammate, but he couldn't clear on the backhand. Fezcon with Dolinsky and Heckel, Preckle, and Murphy. This is actually one of the normal power plays, too. Fezcon robs again. What a fantastic move. Just barely getting a piece of that one on the very top of his right pad with Noble Tucker. Over to Heckel, cuts back. Preckle now has it, but not in a shooting position. So he'll have to go back to the sideboards to regroup. Drops one back on a backhand pass to Kahn. Wants another one, broken stick for Colin Heckel. That's going to be an expensive slap shot. Dolinsky looking to get it right through to Preckle. Blessing hopped in to take Heckel's spot. Burkemper, Holstrom, and Udez on the ice for Arizona State. And it's going to be Zezut, Volanino, Redmond, and Ustaski for Delaware. Udez drops a tip pass over to Burkemper. The two of them trying to cycle it behind the net of Tucker. Temby unable to hold it in. His pass goes behind the man. Gives it right back, however, to Zezut. Tries to go between the legs of Temby. Plays the positioning well, though, as his pass to no man's land, hoping a teammate would be there on a shorthanded opportunity. 2 minutes just about to expire in the double minor, as the net completely comes off its bearings after wearing that one to Alex Temby right in his chest.
Yeah, Temby went right into the net.
Ouch.
As I think it was, he was battling there with Ustaski, and then Ustaski kind of just pushed him off right into the net, so he kind of lost that battle. But 4-1 ASU, 2 minutes to go here in this power play. They're 1 for 3 tonight. They've had multiple opportunities, though, as they've had a 5-minute major, now a 4-minute minor.
Quick shot off the face-off. That one just going over the head of D'Elia. Another one blast from the red line, blue line from Kevin Redmond. Goes off the ankles of Volanino. 2-on-1 chance for Arizona State. Fezcon, a wrist shot. Rebound, tries to get it back, and a second chance still misses. Fezcon might be flirting harder with the post than Colin Heckel.
Fezcon is just that close to getting a goal, and he's on the ground, and you can see the players who aren't suited up tonight. He looks up to them, and they're just doubled over. I couldn't tell if they were laughing or cheering him on. He looked up as he was on the ground, and they were just all there by the boards. We'll say they were giving him words of encouragement. Is 4 times now actually, Fezcon has been oh so close to a goal. Hasn't been able to finish quite yet. He's a good setup man. Got to find that Mariano Rivera closer-esque mentality.
Got to finish off games when he can. Heckel drops it back to Preckle. Winds up. Now waits for it. Leaves it for Murphy. Gets it back through the legs of Heckel. Sends this one deep towards the red line. Fezcon will cycle around the near side. Now Heckel with space. He fires! That one blocked. He goes back to the opposite side. Preckle knocked in there. 1 minute remaining in the 4-minute double minor to Christian Tasser. Preckle finds Heckel, but a pass partially fanned, caught on the bottom end of his blade. Now tries to cut back and answer that one with a goal. And jumping on it, though, was Noble Tucker, and we'll get a whistle.
And Ustaski, you see him and Heckel going at it because Ustaski is like Heckel. He is the biggest guy in the Blue Hens. He probably has a couple more pounds, though, than Heckel does. He's a big boy, and he just dumped Dolinsky down the corner. And now Heckel standing up for Dolinsky. And I don't think he's going to win a battle with Ustaski. Him coming over the bench, he has some pounds on him. He's a big boy. And I believe he's listed at, oh, I don't have the listings of height or weight here. I thought I did in front of me. But I'll bet you Ryan Hess has them. We'll see what Ustaski's bio is here. 6'3", 233 pounds. 223, my bad. I'm wearing glasses and can't read it. That's good. Heckle might have him beaten on height, just by a little. I think Ustaski's winning the poundage with that 233. He's a big boy. He's dumped a couple players here tonight.
D'Elia comes out to play it, leaves it for his defense. Udez, the quick head fake. Now Holstrom into the zone. Burkemper offsides, though. Oh, quickly lost and fizzled out.
And I don't know if DeAngelis just got his ankles broken. I think he did. I mean, he just... And who was it by? Was it Holstrom who shook him? It was either Holstrom or Udez that shook him, and he just went down hard. I thought someone upended him, maybe. That was an ankle breaker. Too bad Burkemper was offsides. That would have been a top 10 player right there.
Call him Allen Iverson.
Yeah, right, the crossover. That was unbelievable.
Final 3 seconds of the power play for Arizona State. 0 for 2 for them in that turn. Holstrom spins back out. See, we're 1 for 5 tonight. Getting the third of the game for themselves. I guess the fourth total. Through the legs. Temby was there. He tried to step up and get another goal back. Udez looking to slam that one deeper. Wes Bonnell. Now good spin move. Holstrom creates some space for himself. The freshman. Perfect feed. Udez. Thank you very much. Freshman to freshman. That one. Excellent for the Sun Devils. Holstrom showed his moves in the neutral zone a couple of minutes ago. That one was another ankle breaker that created a 2-on-0 rush.
You took the words out of my mouth. Little shake and bake there for Holstrom, and he just sets up Udez. Beautifully done. I mean, put him on a football field and let him be running back with those moves. That was unbelievable. Udez will take the goal, but Holstrom with all the work on that one.
Can we get the Chris Berman call? Whoop!
Yeah, you could have. That was, I mean, those are two moves in a row there. That Holstrom has just been unbelievable. Kind of feel bad for Udez because that's all we talked about.
Well, Arizona State almost had another one. Delinsky, I think, caught the top part of the stick of Tucker as that one ricocheted back to the right side of your screen. Goal coming around 2 minutes. Those two have been playing very well, though. Udez and Holstrom. D'Elia out of position now, trying to get an odd man rush for Arizona State. And Cooney was off to the races.
Zuzet, who has it now, was robbed, basically, as D'Elia goes Air Jordan to snare that one out. But Zuzet with D'Elia completely out of position. Zuzet had a chance, and he just wrung it off the opposite post. He had a wide open net. And Zezut, excuse me, as I think I've been saying it wrong for most of the game now. So Zezut, Mark Zezut, not Zuzet.
I was like, who is Zuzet? Like, is that like Udez and Zezut meshed together into one?
That was just his name flipped, actually. Zezut, Zuzet. My apologies.
I didn't know we were a Missy Elliott song where you play it backwards.
Oh gosh, we're losing it up here. 5-1 score, and we're already losing it. That's not supposed to happen.
Gotta drop the pop culture references when you can. Back towards Temby, not gonna get it though. It's a good interception by Delaware.
Now you can't say Zezut without laughing ever again.
Mark Zezut into the zone. That one goes off the stick of D'Elia right into the netting as well as Zezut gets hit by Fez Khan. Excuse me, from Alex Temby after that play.
And now Temby's gonna be going to the penalty box after that. So little retaliation move. And they're both gonna go, it looks like. And they're bringing Blessing with it now. So ASU is gonna be down 1. So it was gonna be coincidental, it looked like, but now I don't know what they got Blessing for.
I don't know. I think the coincidental was with Blessing. No, well, he probably
They got
retaliated.
Blessing and Temby. One of them retaliated. One of them was going at it with Zezu.
Probably Blessing retaliated after the retaliation.
So ASU is going to be down a man, it turns out. They've been perfect on the penalty kill, 1 for 1 here tonight. But at least they took you could say, as a Sun Devil fan, at least they took Zezu off the ice. If you're the Blue Hens, you're not happy with that because now your most powerful offensive player isn't going to be there for the power play.
Two-on-one chance for Arizona State in the final 25. Heckel with a great saucer. Dolinsky scores! Wow, oh wow. Heckel to Dolinsky. What a perfect feed. The defense played that well of Delaware. But a great saucer pass from Heckel. Dolinsky, smooth hands. Doesn't get much sweeter than that.
The Energizer Bunny and Captain Canada teaming up for a rare goal there. And they're both known. I was just going to get there. They're both known for their shorthanded goals. And now they got to team up on it there. That's the first time I think we've seen them do it together. But Dolinsky gets the goal with the shorthanded. He now has 3 points tonight with another period to play.
Well, the reason he's approaching back to that top leader in the ACHA in points, 21 points coming into this game.
He now has 24. He leads the ACHA. He was second in assists coming into this one. He already has 2, so he might have made that jump as he continues to tear up the stat sheet. And ASU late in this period, Nick, widening the gap here at Oceanside.
Definitely a surprising effort from Arizona State. Not letting off that gas either. Which could be just as surprising, I guess. Just to see how ASU's handled it without having some of those players missing in a big game. We have Cooney alongside for an interview coming up momentarily. But ASU finds more offense. You mentioned, Austin, that second period, 3 more goals to give them a 6-1 lead. So we're going to go live with Casey Fier and Tom Cooney right now.
First goal as a Sun Devil.
Oh, it was nice. It was a good feeling, and just glad to get the team started.
Now you guys are 10-0 on this season. Do you feel a certain level of pressure playing as an undefeated team?
No, I mean we have the team to beat every single team out here, so that's what we expect to do.
What's it going to take to keep this game going and win in the third?
Just keep taking to the net more and getting shots on this goalie. He's weak.
Thanks, Tommy. Back to you guys.
Wow. Calling the goalie weak right away.
We won't get into that. Our apologies for that one.
Well, I mean, I guess after the stretch Sun Devils had of going to Oklahoma and playing Illinois, and they played one of the best over in Illinois in Chicago, and then having to take on a very tough Torrey Caldwell at his home barn, very difficult to do, and now coming back, the Sun Devils just shows you how much comfortable they are playing right here in Tempe, Arizona. But Cooney, again, his first career ACHA goal as a Sun Devil, helping one of the 3 goals of that period. Austin, Sun Devils up 6-1 though, and show no signs of letting up. Is this endurance even going to be a factor, or is Delaware just going to have to try to get some momentum and have a chance for Friday night's game?
I mean, I think it's a little late for endurance to be a factor. Now with the 6-1 lead, the Sun Devils are able to sit back, play a little more defense. They don't really have to press if they don't want to. Now, knowing Coach Powers and the Sun Devils team, they're going to keep their foot on the gas, and they aren't going to let up. But for Delaware, you got to find just motivation in the locker room. You got to execute a little more. They've had their chances on Dalia there. They haven't been able to finish on some of their chances. This very well could be a 6-3 game right now if they were able to finish. So the execution's there. It's just manage finishing for them and just getting that extra pass in there, a couple extra breakaway chances. It's going to be motivation because this Sun Devil team is not going to get tired, it seems like.
Well, Delaware fans are thinking, all right, I'll take 6-3. I think Sunnyvale fans are thinking, well, Austin might be 10-1 right now after all those
it could go both ways.
It could go both ways on the scoreboard right now. Sunnyvale will have that 5-goal lead. We'll see how Delaware handles himself in the third and final period. For now, he's Austin Controls. I'm Nick Merrick. Stay tuned for the Walter Cronkite Sports Network intermission report right after this commercial break.
Both my mom and dad played basketball in Indiana, you know, the Hoosier capital. Both fans of the Bulls, you know, growing up in the 90s, and I'm a 90s baby. So they love Jordan and the Bulls era. So my parents threw me into sports kind of early to try to get an advantage because they knew that it was possible that I could become a professional athlete. I have a strong Arizona family base here. Most of the people have been supporting me and my family with basketball since I was a little kid. So, you know, having my family here watch me, you know, every home game. My grandmother, it was a huge factor. And my mom's an alumnus from Arizona State, so I kind of had the ASU blood in my system from a kid. A lot of people figured that I had bad grades in high school and that I wasn't a smart kid, but you know, the NCAA requires a certain grade point average with a certain SAT or ACT scale. My grade point average was about a 2.9, and I needed a 19 on my ACT, and I got an 18, so I was kind of off just a little bit on the sliding scale, which made me ineligible for the first year. It was tough, you know, it was the first time that I ever had to sit out for basketball as far as, you know, not my choice. You know, the community was behind me throughout the whole thing, you know, fans from little kids to the senior citizens to alumnus. Everybody gave me Twitter, Facebook, Instagram support, you know, supporting my family. I just felt like the whole community and the whole state was behind me because they wanted to see me be able to play with Arizona State. I knew that I had to come back and be much more better because people were expecting that much more out of me. So I just played with a chip on my shoulder. I played with the Lion's heart. I just came out, and Coach Sinet gave me the free reign to be able to make plays and play my basketball game. I'm not going to be playing basketball for the rest of my life. I feel like I want to market myself a little bit better, and having a degree behind you is a lot better when you're trying to get jobs after basketball. My mom's a professor, so she's huge on degrees. You know, if I go to the NBA without getting my degree, she does want me to come back and finish up my education. So it's an opportunity for me to even be a student athlete. You know, getting my education paid for is a blessing. They say college is the best time of your life, and so far it's been the best time of my life. I'm going to remember that when I'm in the NBA.
Become the voice for those who don't have one. Be the eyes for those who can't see. Listen to the story for those who can't hear. Explore the world so others can as well. Become a journalist. Start here. ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. Your story begins here.
How do we educate in a rapidly changing world?
How can we create a sustainable way of life?
How can we teach peace?
Arizona State University. Rise to the challenges before us.
Hello friends. Here at WCSN, we have a tradition of anchor tryouts.
The ASU Arizona State football team is getting ready to gear up for the start of their football campaign.
The ASU football team is getting ready to head into camp to get their season underway.
The ASU football team is gearing up for their 2013 season.
Friends, it's a tradition unlike any other.
The ASU football team is gearing up for their 2013 season.
This is WCSN.
When you support AID, you're doing more than supporting the programs you love. You're supporting possibilities. You're making sure there's a place for independent voices, ideas, and perspectives. You're opening children's minds, helping them discover who they are and what they can be. You're giving everyone the chance to find inspiration from the eyes. And you're opening doors to the wonders of the world. To discover more, experience more, be more. Support possibilities. Support Arizona PBS. Thank you.
Imagine what it feels like to be a champion. To have sold-out crowds every game. To know that night in and night out, your team is the best.
1-0 pitch, swung on and it's looped into shallow right field. That'll drop, and the Sun Devils have won it!
We all want to win, but are you willing to do what it takes to get there? Are you willing to make a year-round commitment to being a Sun Devil? Will you be there for us every game, helping us win? Make a difference by joining the Sun Devil Club. It's one thing to be there when history is made, but wouldn't it be great to know you helped make history? One devil at a time, we all join the club.
When you support AID, you're doing more than supporting the programs you love. You're supporting possibilities. You're making sure there's a place for independent voices, ideas, and perspectives. You're opening children's minds, helping them discover who they are and what they can be. You're giving everyone the chance to find inspiration from the eyes. And you're opening doors to the wonders of the world. To discover more, experience more, be more. Support possibilities. Support Arizona PBS. Thank you.
Hello and welcome into the second period intermission show. The Sun Devils are up by a score of 6-1 right now over Delaware. I'm Allison Cummings alongside Dominic Catronio and Brett Deckert. Okay guys, and first thing is first, it was a lower scoring period here this period. A lot of physicality still remains. What was the biggest takeaway for you guys?
Well, I didn't know that 3 goals in a period was low scoring. I mean, I guess we've been spoiled by the Sun Devils, but the physicality has definitely been the theme so far. But the thing is, the Blue Hens are trying to get the physical play going. It's just that when they try to elevate it, they find themselves paying for it by spending time in the box. They haven't given up that many power play goals. They only gave up 2, but it's still something you cannot do, making those mistakes, because ASU is getting ready to pounce on those.
Right, I mean, only giving up 2 is still giving up 2, and that's a big margin in this kind of game. Taking these kind of penalties, that physical play can work for you, but it's not working for them because ASU is working their way around it. They're pushing right back, and they're controlling that offensive zone play. They're both playing well, respectively on offense. They're both playing good defense, but Delaware can't use that physicality to get the puck away from them. ASU's too quick otherwise, so they're going to have to change their whole physical nature of their game if they're going to want to come back in this 5-goal deficit.
And a huge takeaway for me personally was Udez and Holstrom. Holstrom being back from an upper body injury. How well those two worked together. That was a beautiful goal. I think you guys would agree. But speaking of physicality, how would you say that Arizona State has dealt with the physicality this game?
Well, they've done a pretty good job. We saw it finally get to them with the penalty there at the end of it, but it's just something that you kind of deal with. You take it as a compliment, saying, look, these guys are trying to beat us. They're trying to give us their best shot, and if this is how they're going to do it, you know what, we're going to take it, and we're going to still score as many goals as we can on you.
Right, going off what Dom was saying, Delaware came in with a chip on their shoulder. They really want to come in here and prove their rank. They want to beat the best team in the nation, as obviously the Sun Devils are showing they are. And they came in, and you can see it, they're angry. Their captain, they're not happy with how they're playing, and they're voicing their opinions. They're getting really chippy out there. They're really throwing their bodies around even more, and it's getting a little too rough out there. They really want to win, but they've got to calm it down.
And lastly, let's run a little bit of scenarios here real quick. There's two things that can possibly happen. We brought up that ASU is shorthanded here. They could get a little bit more now going into the third. That could happen. Also, I caught up with Delaware before the game started, and they said they have a tendency to not perform the third period. They're working on playing the full 60 minutes of hockey. So running scenarios, what do you see playing out?
I see more of the same for ASU. They show no signs of fatigue there and late in the second. You really can't say that, oh, these guys are going to wear out. How about Tommy Cooney? He came in, didn't even know he was going to be in the starting lineup. He was originally just an extra guy. Now he's in there on that second line, and bang, gets his first goal as a freshman. There are so many guys that are providing for these guys. You just can't say that they're going to get fatigued.
Right. And you've been pointing out all game. He's throwing his body around. Everyone at ASU, they're playing strong, but they don't even look tired because they're controlling the puck in the offensive zone, forcing Delaware to make mistakes, to chase the puck. Mentally and physically, they're worn out, and it's not going to add it up heading into their period. I don't see much changing.
All right, guys, and there you have it. Tommy Cooney with his first goal as an Arizona Sun Devil brought that up. But going into the third and final period, anything can happen. The Sun Devil newcomers have a lot to prove here, being shorthanded, and Delaware wants to move in those rankings. But be sure you stay tuned. For Brett Decker and Dominic Catronio, I'm Allison Cummings. Stay tuned for third period action.
Gentlemen, it's time. You've worked very, very hard to get to this moment, and it is now time to show who we are. We are not Tucson. This is Tempe, Arizona. Sun Devils football, gentlemen. The Pac-12, brother. It's time for us to put it on the line and get out there and show them how to tailgate for Sun Devil football. Yeah! Go Devils! Woo! Woo-hoo! Ha!
RefWorks helped me create a bibliography in no time at all. Thanks, RefWorks.
RefWorks helped me get an A on my term paper. What a confidence booster. Thanks, RefWorks.
Once you try RefWorks, you'll never go back. I use RefWorks daily, and in just 1 week, I lost 10 pounds. Thanks, RefWorks.
Individual results may vary.
Third period underway, 6-1 Sun Devils. Delaware wins the opening faceoff, but needing some help in the final 20 minutes of play to find some momentum possibly for tomorrow night. Nick Merrick alongside Austin Controlis, the Walter Cronkite Sports Network bringing you all the action this weekend. Delaware tonight and tomorrow night. 7:30 start time tomorrow, Arizona time. And then again, 7:30 against NAU Ice Jacks on Saturday evening. So 3 straight hockey games for the Sun Devils. Dolinsky gets it right back. Shorthanded are the Sun Devils for the first minute of this period. Looking to find it with Heckel. That one just went through his legs. Dolinsky applying pressure. 40 seconds now remaining in the Blessing unsportsmanlike penalty. Also Tembe and Zazut. Tripped up with Patrick Udez. Backhanded feed. That one gets it off to Volanino. He cuts back, trying to find some centering ice. That one a wrist shot, not close towards the net. As it goes far side, picked up by Bunnell. As he will regroup it at center ice. So 1-2 passes later. Gets it back towards the slot. A good chance. That one pushed aside by Hoban. Final second of the power play. As they're back to full strength. As Blessing enters and steps back onto the ice. Back to the blue line. Delaware still trying to set up the offense. That goes off the skates of Udez and up into the air. Now Tembe and Zazut will come back on, and we'll see what the change is going to be. But it looks like a fresh 5 from both sides. As Zingarelli, Pyatt, Dorr, and Branacasio are back on the ice for Delaware.
Delaware now 0 for 2 on the power play. ASU's penalty kill continues to be superb.
Ooh, big hit on Cooney. Must have heard the interview. Ayrton Dorr. Ouch. Oh, he retaliates and lays the hammer back.
Oh.
That one on Branacasio. Murphy back his defensive end. Oh my gosh. That was a huge hit.
I have it right in front of us. It's like he hit a brick wall. It literally went down. And the shoulder just like connected with Cooney's face. That That was one heck of a hit. I don't know if Cooney wants that one on the highlight reel, though.
Oh, there's another one. Now the physicality's picking up. Murphy banging the body around. Holman a chance, trying to go backdoor. Had Murphy, Dolinsky, great look there. Now pulled back. Dolinsky, another chance. Sliding effort and defense in front was Michael Pyatt. That one goes all the way back towards the neutral zone. 1-on-4, though, as they're caught in a line change.
I think Murphy said, Cooney, don't worry, I got this one for you. As Delaware hasn't lost this bad all year, so or has been down this poorly all year, you could say. So as ASU, it's going to be Dolinsky going in the box for a tripping, I believe. But Delaware hasn't experienced, if they lose, a loss like this. They lost to Robert Morris 3-1. That's the worst loss they've had, and that came 2 weeks ago. They were off last week. So I expect them to be pretty upset at this point just because, look, they're a good team. They're a program on the rise this season as they're up to number 6 now, and to get beat 6-1, their nerves are going to start ticking a little more and see more big hits, some chippy play, I think. And ASU's not afraid to retaliate. But we'll see. Delaware still has a chance to really climb back in this one. We talked about it. It could be 6-3. It could be 10-3, really. Both teams have missed some pretty easy opportunities.
Well, it's interesting, too, because Delaware, again, going to host the national tournament this year in March. So
they don't need it, but they have an automatic buy into the tournament.
Kahn got like a stiff arm to his face. And skating into that one was Ian Watson. Oh, pardon me. It was Alex Guerreri. Back over to Kevin Redmonds at center ice. Now gives it over. Finds Mark Zezut. That one trying to get right on top of the crease. Able to clear its Kahn. Minute 10 remaining now in the power play chance. Austin mentioned 2 for 2 on the PK for ASU. Intercepted by Levos. He skates it back in. Good move on the backhand. Just missing the post. Has a chance. Tucker out of the zone. Heckel scores! Levos finds him. Simple play for Heckel as he buries that one behind a loss. Noble Tucker 7-1. ASU the second back-to-back shorthanded goals for the Sun Devils.
And that was way too easy for Captain Canada. The amount of power he put on a shot, I think, said it all as he kind of just flicked it into the back of the net. Way too easy for the captain. He could thank Jared Levos, though, for setting that all up and doing all the hard work for him.
Yeah, for almost everything. A great interception. Anticipated where that pass was going to go, picked it off. That was why he's a 2-time MVP back for the Phoenix Knights in the Western States Hockey League before coming to Arizona State.
So Heckel gives up the shorthanded opportunity to Dolinsky. And now he takes one of his own as Dolinsky's in the box. So 2 shorthanded goals, back-to-back shorthanded goals now for the Sun Devils.
And ironically, Heckel and Dolinsky are 2 of the very few veterans who weren't suspended for this game. And that's been the story you mentioned earlier, Austin. Both of them, 3 points. So their senior leadership stepping up when it matters most. 7-1 the scores. It's wrapped around, taken control by Tasker. He loses it momentarily. That one's going to go all the way past center ice as Heckel comes back out to the ice. Final 10 seconds of the power play. Heckel wants to see if he can find another shorthanded goal.
I've been robbed of the hat trick about 5 times tonight, so if he still gets one, I'll be pretty impressed.
Kahn gives chase right behind Bonnell. Heckel knocks his man off possession. That was Branicasio. Now it goes into the air and taken at center ice by the Blue Hens. Heckel trying to play a hit up high. Blue and gold pushed it deep into the zone. Tasker gives chase. That one taken over by Alex Temby. Giving it right back, though, is the Sun Devils. D'Elia waiting for the shot. Never got through traffic. Hoban gets flattened in his own defensive end. That hit was coming from Christian Tasker. D'Elia's going to wrap this one around. Delayed whistle. Touched up now as it might be a penalty. We'll see how this one's going. The Tasker, it's going to be a slash. Let's see who's going. Actually, it might be.
It is.
It's going to be Bonnell.
It's Bonnell. I was going to say, if it's Tasker, it was not a slash that they got him for. But ASU back on the power play. 1 for 5 today. They scored on their first power play. That's really the best power play they've had. It's looked the best. Ever since then, they really haven't found any chemistry on the power play.
See how they do now with the umbrella. Preckle gives over to Murphy, a one-timer. Heckel back around on the boards. Freshman trying to pick it back up. Kahn drops over to Preckle. He sidesteps, losing a stick as well in the process with St. Tucci. Backdoor opportunity was there momentarily for Preckle, and a good clear by Delaware. 1:30 now remaining in the man advantage. Interesting road in the strength of schedule for ASU. A couple of interesting games coming up soon. Heckel looking to do it himself. Now goes backdoor, trying to find Murphy. Preckle just getting a piece of it. Caught pinching. Now it's going to be a breakaway chance the other way. Heckel, good job on the back check, getting back in time. Otherwise, Vincent Zingarelli would have had a one-on-one opportunity with just him and D'Elia. Zingarelli knocked back down, trying to kill some time off the clock. Now he gets retaliation. He almost pulls the helmet of Heckel off. No call, though, surprisingly, as he had a full, bear arm around his head. Trying to kick it back to himself after he lost possession. Alex Guerreri never got a shot off. 3-on-2 for Arizona State. 45 seconds of the power play remaining. A deflection off of Tucker. Now when a whistle blown, Dez out of play.
And some yelling going back and forth. I can tell you exactly who that came from. I think it was Colin Heckel. I don't know if that picked up over our mics.
He was yelling back at Zingarelli.
He wasn't really happy with number 32 is what he said. 5'2".
PG, if you're G-rated.
Just paraphrasing. But I think Colin waited for exactly the right moment where it was dead silent in Oceanside to say that. The band has brought about 6 members. Football has the weekend off, so the band does as well, and they are here. Too. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, excuse me.
Some trumpets and
there's no percussion unit.
Maybe a trombone.
It's some horns, but they sound good, and they brought the right amount for the crowd tonight.
Bergkemper trying to pass to himself. Now maybe not a man rush the other way. Not going to happen. They're broken up thanks to Udez. Pokes it back. Can't get possession though. Now trying to skate it in right through center ice. That time doesn't work either. We'll try it again, pushing it over to Zayzoot. Great pass over to his teammate on the blue line, Guerreri. Now eventually out, a chance to Bergkemper. Bergkemper by himself, the freshman with a breakaway chance, trying to go 5-hole. Good job on a diving effort, though, by the defense. A desperation attempt. Just got enough to tangle up Bergkemper before he found another goal this season. Already wrapped up at 7. That would have been his team leading. Oh, the time for the team lead now with Heckel with 8. 11:30 to go. D'Elia holds on to the rebound. Much better job by the senior netminder this season with his rebound control. Definitely working with goalie coach Jeff Tecca. Coach Powers at that, just getting some tips as well, and lots of film to go around, but he's definitely upped his game just from junior year to senior year, and he played very well last year. His defense is obviously one of the best in the league. Now he returns another top defense, but he's doing it more himself, which is the difference between the 2013 Joe and the 2013-14 Joe.
I mean, I think it helps with the competition coming from Robert Levin and Lucas Feldbell. They're both great goalies, but they're young. D'Elia has the experience. I think ASU is going to go to the box now, possibly for a hook. That is what it's going to be.
Well, speaking of young, freshman Sean Murphy going to the box. So at the 11-12 mark of the third period.
Delaware will get a 4th chance on the power play tonight. They're 0 for 4 so far. ASU now 1 for 6 on the power play, so that 37% going to drop a little after this game.
Far side, Christian Tasker with possession. Delaware trying to get one back on the power play. At the blue line for Pyatt. That one knocked out of the zone, though, so both Pyatt and Brenacasio will retreat. and regroup. In comes Pyatt. The assistant captain wraps one around the boards. Picked up by DeAngelis. Back to the blue line. There's Branicasio now looking to find Tasker. Sun Devils able to intercept that one. Now Heckel trying to wrap it and get the final poke to get it out of the zone. Preckle gets a piece of it, but not enough to get possession. Delaware had a backdoor opportunity there momentarily before the captain closed in on Bunnell. Shot goes wide of the net. Heckel with time. Knocked down, though. Good job holding into the zone. Still an opportunity for Delaware. 1 minute to go in the power play. That one goes off the side of the post. Never got the centering feed he was hoping for. Branicasio goes tic-tac with a teammate. That one goes off the stick of Heckel and up into the net and out of play.
Well, while we got a moment, we got to wish our play-by-play man here, Nick Merrick, a happy 22nd birthday. Sorry, Nick, you're no longer 21. 22 does not sound nearly as good, but tweet at him your happy birthday praise at nmerrick ASU 14. That's all lowercase. And
see if they can spell
Merrick.
Merrick.
Merrick, that's M-A-R-E-K. It's his 22nd, so wish him a happy birthday on Twitter. I'd sing, but no one wants to hear that.
Hey, thanks, Austin. I appreciate that for sure, but I think at least I'm just grateful 22 milestone I have a Taylor Swift song I could play.
You do. That's
at least for another what? 2 hours Arizona time or so.
I can sing that for you too if you want. You think you go with the Happy Birthday or the I'm Feeling 22 by Taylor Swift rendition?
Let's hear it. You should serenade right now.
No, I'm not actually going to do that.
Levos gets knocked down. Good way to spend a birthday, though, at the rink. That's for sure, especially in Arizona of all places. 30 seconds to go in the Delaware power play opportunity. Over to Guerreri, trying to find it off with his man, Volanino. Volanino having some trouble against the near side boards, eventually able to get it back to the blue line. Zezut pushes it deep towards the red line, being harassed by the Sun Devil forward. Now Levos jumps in on it. Zezut with a shot, double deflection. It goes off Kahn and Volanino. Almost found that far side post. Final 3 seconds remaining. Delaware wants their teammates to get back. A quick shot. Could have held on to it. D'Elia rebound. Great defense in front. He scores. Volanino took him 3 chances. Newmeyer saved it once. D'Elia saved it once. Third time, though, Volanino with his 7th goal on the season. Hackstown, New Jersey native and senior showing his offense along with Zezut, the 2 goal scorers tonight. Great work there and relentless attack, not giving up. Nice job by Delaware.
Yeah, Volanino now with 2 points and an assist on the Zezut goal back in the first. And D'Elia got the first block. Newmeyer got the second one. He cleared it off the line, and then he couldn't stop Volanino's third attempt as he went high, and not much Newmeyer could do, but Delaware now makes it 7-2 with 8:54 left. You can still say there's a little hope left, and that certainly helps with that goal right there. It happened just before just after, I should say, the power play ended, so it was not a power play goal.
6 seconds to be, 6 seconds to be exact.
So ASU still 4 for 4 on the penalty kill. Delaware 0 for 4 on the power play, but Volanino gets his 7th goal of the season.
I think they gave the assist to Redgate. That'll be his 7th assist on the season for him, 13th points.
So now the top 3 in points have all scored a point in this one for Delaware.
Not surprising as Cooney gets knocked down. 7-2 now, a touchdown to a safety on Arizona State bye-week football. Played with a high stick, though, is Murphy, so he gets a whistle. We'll have a face-off at the 8:20 mark of the third. But good job by Delaware, though, just trying to get the goal, because right now, 1-1's the breakdown of goals in this third period. If they can win a period, that'll give them some momentum going into tonight. They're going to have the same issue that Arizona State had as well when they went to Oklahoma's early flight out, getting into Tempe. They flew from Delaware. So they have the same kind of problem with that jet lag of East Coast time right now for them. Believe it or not, it feels like 1 a.m. in the morning.
I cannot imagine what that's like for this team. You know, they had to get up early to come here. So you heard a couple of them talking about it before the game, just having to fly. to get here. So yeah, it's just
It
like
drains
ASU
you.
to Oklahoma.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's probably good, what, a good 7.5, 8-hour flight when you talk with layovers, and I don't even know where they would have
Half
went. Maybe
these guys
Houston
are
or
above
something.
6 feet, and that's not a fun flight.
Yeah, when your knees are all crammed up. So 8-minute march pass. We'll see if Delaware comes out with different light tomorrow. And assuming they get some comfortable hotel beds.
Yeah, they got.
Ooh, getting flattened on that one was Newmeyer. A big hit. That's going to create a chance. Zingarelli drops one back, intended for Pyatt. Pyatt was the man who flattened Newmeyer momentarily.
We'll see how they rebound tomorrow. They go to U of A after this for one game on Saturday as they play here tonight and tomorrow night. And then NAU comes in for a one-game series here at ASU. They usually get a game in against ASU. I don't know if they did last year, though. If NAU made the journey or not. Delaware and ASU haven't faced off. They didn't do it last year. They played 2 years ago at the ACHA Showcase. Zetzu was with the team, and so was Valenino. So they've returned quite a few guys, actually, that played this ASU team 2 years ago at the ACHA Showcase, and that's the year they won.
It
the
is.
ACHA Championship 2 years ago. So ASU beat them that year. They didn't face them last year.
So that was when guys like Dolinsky, and actually that was Dolinsky's first year on the team. Heckel was a sophomore as well. NAU, you mentioned them. The Ice Jacks currently down in Tucson, taking on the 11th ranked Wildcats this weekend on a Thursday-Friday games.
That's something
Lessing gets
about.
a knee hit. Oh, he's holding his right leg. It's not what the Sun Devils are hoping to see. Is hopefully he gets right back up. Awkward hit.
It did not look that bad. I mean, it might have been worse than it seemed, but they didn't have a lot of momentum going into each other. So hopefully he's okay as he's getting on it, putting some pressure on it. But it doesn't look like he can put much on it. So he's going to have to be helped off to the bench. You hope he's okay.
He smacked
we
with Alex
still
Guerreri.
don't know how many players aren't going to be here tomorrow for this ASU squad. Coach Powers
Kind of kept
being
that on the
quiet,
hush-hush.
Yeah, being quiet with the information. He did inform us they weren't playing tonight. He wasn't sure about tomorrow, really, I think is what it is. I think it depends kind of how tonight went, to be honest with you.
Oh, no, I think it was more on how, I don't think he's the kind of coach who would do that. I think it's more on how the guys getting the suspension would handle it and whether or not they take it like men and learn from it, or if they just, if they kind of complain back. But yeah, you never know. I don't think, knowing Powers, you wouldn't just suspend 10 guys, say you're going to win a game, and then no matter what, you're going to be like, well, maybe I should lift the suspensions.
No, I'm saying if they win by so much, they don't have the guys come back tomorrow. Is the way I'm seeing it.
Gotcha. You're thinking the other way around. Now a 3-on-2 the other way. That one thrown towards center. Glove down by Newmeyer. He's trying to get it back. We'll have actually a quote come from Powers in a moment. Prekel's going to send this one deep.
Newmeyer gets flat again, this time by Guerreri. And now there's a penalty. It's going to be on Delaware. It probably will be Guerreri.
Holstrom with a shot. That one goes out the blocker of Tucker into the air. Holstrom now kind of face-to-face with Zezu.
Well, Zezu
has a
hit
couple
him from
inches on him.
behind.
So we'll see what the penalty is. But also going to the quote before this game, just a day ago, Powers said, quote, "I love every one of these guys, but they broke a rule and nobody on our roster is exempt from following our team rules. The good news is that we're deep and I fully expect to win this hockey game." So that was part of the quote you mentioned earlier. I just gave the more prolonged quote that Powers gave.
He repeated it about 4 times last night. He was very sure of the depth. So I think it was because we questioned a little bit about,
we just wanted to show that
people going.
Probably just showing the confidence again.
Yeah, and he was right. So that's why he's the coach, obviously. We also asked him about his 100th win, and he gave us the exact quote I could have told you he was going to give us about it. He got his 100th win against Oklahoma, against Central Oklahoma Saturday, or I guess it was actually Friday of last week that he got the 100th win, which he didn't even know he got until some guys came up and congratulated him after the game. And then he said the go-to Powers quote, which I could have told you he was going to say, "That doesn't matter. All that matters is one win, and that's the national championship win." So he could care less about the accolades. He wants that one big win in the ACHA tournament in March.
He thinks it's cool. I talked to him earlier. Dolinsky tries to go and stuff that one on the far side post. 1:10 to go on the power play. But on top of that, I even asked him too earlier this week and said, what was a better memory? Was winning 10 straight again with the team to start the season and pick up your 100th win? or was it the fact that you were able to beat U of A in goal? And he said without a doubt beating U of A and just breaking that streak back when he was a player for Arizona State. And he said the same kind of thing. He's very humble about it. It's a good win for him. The reason why we're mentioning it is because he's the winningest coach in program history and the quickest to get to 100, and also the coach with the biggest win percentage ever at Arizona State. So he, along with his assistant coaches and general manager Ken Lind, have absolutely changed his program around in a 4-year span. As now Preckle tangles up way off camera in front of their own bench with Wes Bunnell. And now we'll see if both of them are going to go. Or actually, Preckle might be
the only one going. It is only going to be Preckle. Not both. We got coincidentals here on both of them. So Preckle had the smile on his face after that tangle up. So he seemed a lot happier about it. That's the second time Preckle's gone to the bench tonight. Which I know Coach Powers will not have a smile about.
Well, about to say, I think that's the only thing about Preckle's game. He loves to play deep in the offensive zone too when he gets the rushes. So he's both a defensive and offensive player. He's been forward in defense in 2 years respectively in his 4-year career at Arizona. Well, I guess you could say 5-year career because he's came back after a redshirt season of last year's injury. They're going to give this one. So it goes to Bunnell. It's unsportsmanlike for Bunnell. And Preckle. Taken over by Cooney. 20 seconds still in the ASU power play opportunity. Right before the coincidentals happen. Levos loses it past the blue line, so he has to go back to center ice and regroup. As Cooney now has on his backhand. Will cycle around in the neutral zone. Final seconds of the man advantage. Just about over, so they'll make ASU 1 for 6. Should be 1 for 7 now. So actually, that's the one bonus Delaware could take away from this is
good penalty kill.
Yeah, how good Arizona State's been coming into it. You mentioned the numbers. I guess the bad one is they kind of cancel out with 2 shorthanded goals, but
well, yeah, but that
it's harder because they're trying to be more aggressive when they get the chance to creak their way back into the game.
That really won't find itself into the percentages, so that's what's really going to drop here. But ASU, look, I mean, they're missing 3/4 of their special teams really tonight. So.
Oh, another big hit on Holstrom, and he's getting bashed around like a rag doll that time.
Cooney and Temby have not had a fun night getting hit by this Delaware team. They've taken it very well, but they've taken some big hits tonight. And that might just be with something with these young guys of, getting their heads up, putting themselves in a position where they're not going to take
another break for Bergkemper. This one snagged by Tucker. What a save on Chris Bergkemper. That was almost number 8 again for him on the season. Not only in this game for ASU, what a play.
And actually, it's going to be Patrick Rochefort, who's actually in net now for Tucker. So Rochefort with the big save. They made the switch. And we'll get his pronunciation right, I promise.
I think it's Rochefort.
I think it's Rochefort. What did I say?
I think you said Rochefort. Rochefort? You say Rochefort? I think you said Rochefort.
Anyhow, I was actually pretty closer than I expected to be. So. No, but honestly, a very great save there by
by the way,
Rochefort.
Apologize late in the broadcast in the third period with all these names. We're trying to get the pronunciation. Even then, I still get tripped up when you think of them.
Difficult team, I should say.
Yeah.
A lot of hard names.
Typical hockey team compared to the Sun Devils.
Sun Devils have some pretty simple names compared to it, but now Murphy in the box with Preckle.
So that's a hooking
ASU
call.
1 for 5. This is Delaware's 5th opportunity. And ASU real short now with 2 guys in the box. Not many guys on the bench that have 2 guys in the box.
You can count them almost on one hand now.
Well, sitting on the bench, if you're counting Blessing out, which he's still sitting with gloves off, helmet off, not just outside the bench area. You got 9 guys dressed, including Levin. So really 8 guys who can skate, and surprisingly, Eric Rivard, despite the short bench has not seen the ice
Still
yet
hasn't
tonight.
played. I think they just put him in just in case they needed that extra player. God forbid somebody got ejected, or if you get a 10-minute game misconduct. Holstrom trying to
If anything,
go with
I'd expect
D'Elia.
to see him now, though.
I'm wondering about that injury he had in the offseason, whether it's still nagging. Powers probably wants to sit him for an extra day if he can, seeing his team up. I understand that now might be the time to come back, but I think just doesn't want to risk anything more than likely as Rivard was healing. Has high praise for him, too. Put him as one of his top 3 recruits coming into this year. Still has yet to see ice time. We're already 11 games into the season. 45 seconds ago in the Delaware power play opportunity. 2-minute mark approaching and just passing. Now a chance for Zazu trying to go top shelf. That one goes off the shoulder pads of D'Elia and up and out of play as both Preckle and Bunnell will come back out on the ice. But looking at this Delaware roster in terms of the upperclassmen they bring, junior stacked and have plenty of seniors as well. I think underclassmen there's only 5.
I got 7.
Oh, excuse me, I forgot. Forgot to look at the bottom of the page too, especially with some of the goaltenders.
I got 10, but that's with 2 goaltenders.
Okay, so way off from my 5, but still trying to make a point.
No, it is a very heavy junior team. I mean, that speaks wonders for them next season, especially being number 6 right now. Yeah, if they lose in the next minute 40, then they will have 2 losses on the season. So a great start for them. They started undefeated, and they're going to have a lot of guys left. And then John Redgate, who is 3rd on the team with points, is only a freshman, so he is
One of
raw
2.
talent.
One of 2 on this team in terms of forwards. Back to full strength hockey, a minute 15 to go. That should be a icing now as jumping on it. There was Rochefort.
So
Patrick
moves to 0-5, and then
yeah. By the way, Patrick Rochefort's a sophomore out of Ontario. 3-0 on the year for him. 88 save percentage. Pretty identical numbers actually. Noble Tucker.
they're all pretty close, honestly.
The only difference is the year gaps between all of them. Dylan Troiano, the 3rd goaltender, a freshman. I don't think he's dressed this weekend. I don't know if he traveled with the team.
And now they're going to get, I completely missed the play, but Margolis ended up on the ground.
Preckle flattened Margolis.
I don't know if that's, I don't know. And I don't know if he really flattened.
Bumped
Could have been some
into him
acting,
still
but
enough.
it worked well. No, it didn't work for either of them, to be honest with you. So they're both, Preckle's now back in there for the 3rd time. The 2nd time in the last 30 seconds, maybe.
I don't know who's in there for Delaware.
They're going to play 4-on-4 now.
Was that Margolis?
That was Margolis who went down. Coach Powers cannot be happy right now about that. I would be surprised if Preckle got a lot of ice time tomorrow, maybe.
I may need him to, though. We'll find out.
Yeah, they may
shot
need
from the
him
blue line. That one's gloved by D'Elia. Hold on. Wow, no whistle, though. And he's able to get it off to Newmeyer. Before that, final minute of play in the 3rd. Sun Devils up by 5. Well in control of this game ever since the 1st period. Now back out. 2-on-1 break with a late back rush. Comes in with Bergkemper and Newmeyer. Cuts back, finds Holstrom a shot. Net. Yikes, where is it? Not even found. There's Sun Devil fans, some of the band members wanted to get a penalty on that one for a delay of game for knocking the net off. I think it was just
should have
skating.
been the call, actually, to be honest with you. We'll see if they give it to him. The head referee has his hand up.
They might have knocked into the...
It was Pyatt who went flying in with no...
They might have gotten tripped up by Newmeyer coming into there because Pyatt did try to slide in front of Newmeyer at the last second to get body positioning, but obviously I don't think that didn't work at all.
ASU possibly robbed of their 8th goal there, because I believe it was Holstrom who was coming from behind with a lot of space there.
Haven't seen Ustasti much from Delaware in the last 10 minutes or so. I think he had about 1 shift.
Yeah, he hasn't been out there. He laid a couple huge hits, and he hasn't been out there since.
Well, he's still standing up. He's standing up in his bench. Not like he hasn't laughed. 30 seconds remaining. Delaware is going to fall to 8-2 on the season. They're still the 6th best team in the ACHA. Arizona State will improve to 11-0. Final 10 ticks. We're going to end on 4-on-4 hockey, too. Lots of penalties in this game, believe it or not. As that'll do it, Delaware's going to hold on to it, and they will suffer their second loss of the season. It comes on the road to Arizona State, proving why the computers were right, at least for Thursday night, in garnering the #1 ranking. And there's the sax, trombone, and some trumpets in the background.
They do have a drum. Look at that. One snare drum. Didn't see him. But there is the band. They're here. Like I said, they brought a good size. They used to fill up the whole end of the rink in the Sparky Inferno. That was a little overbearing. I like the adjustments they've made here. But
they may bring her back for U of A second time around, possibly. That's when they would typically do it. But Austin, the question now, before we go to some post-game interviews, 11 wins in a row for the Sun Devil team. Last year, they won 18 straight before taking on Division I Penn State, in which they split that series. So they have 19. They had 19 straight ACHA games that they won last season. Thus far, 11 straight to start this year. Can you expect them doing better this season in terms of their winning streak to start off than last year?
It all depends really on that Minot series that everybody has circled.
Oh, not much of a game.
The game really, I should say. But
I wish it was a series. They play Williston State twice instead.
That's the one that you got to circle, and that I believe is before the 18 mark. If I am counting correctly,
I think you're right. Well, it's on November 7th. It's November 7th. So there's going to be 3. There's still 2 more games now. That'll put it to 13. 3 next week. That'll be 16. And then the 1 game against. So that'll be the 17th game of the season for ASU.
Hey, that's the biggest game right now on their schedule. They got to get through the rest of the schedule before that, though, even. So who knows? And I mean, Coach Powers, that's something. I'm like Coach Powers right now. I don't think that's important to talk about. Just the end of the season is really how it works. But yeah, hey, last year with Coach Powers is we have to lose at some point. I'd rather lose early. I'd rather lose in the middle of the season than lose in nationals. We'll see what they say this year. As the streak will probably continue till that Minot game. Now we got Casey Fier down there with Colin Eckel, so we will throw it to them.
Colin, what was it like tonight playing against a team that won the national championship just 2 years ago?
It was fun. It was a shortened bench, so a lot of ice time for all the guys. So I think that actually helped us. It got us going a lot earlier in the game, and it's always fun to play against a top team. It gets your competitive level up and ready for the next the rest of the season.
Now a big win tonight. Do you guys feel like you played like a #1 ranked team?
Yeah, I do. I think we played really well today. We played very good defensively. Didn't let them see too much. Joe played really well, and offensively, I thought we played pretty great as well too.
Always that Zamboni.
Now we know Coach doesn't like to talk about himself much, but this past weekend he had his 100th win. How big of an accomplishment was that for him, and how proud are you guys of him as a coach?
It's amazing. My first year here, the team that we had, I don't think I'd ever would have thought that we'd get 100 wins in my 4 years here, but he's grown the program to some place that I would have never even dreamed when I first got here. So hats off to him. It's this whole program's pretty much a result of him just putting in work like no one else.
Thanks, Colin.
Thank you.
And we'll stay down with KCPA now with head coach Greg Powers as he carefully walks over because of the
Coach, this past weekend you did have your 100th win against UCO. How great of an experience was that for you?
It was good. It was good. It's time to move on and get better this year. And tonight was a good night.
Now you'd have a lot of guys missing from the lineup tonight. Did you like what you saw from your team, and did anyone really stand out to you tonight?
Yeah, I think led by that guy you just talked to, our captain had a great game. He led the way, and the other guys followed suit, and that's how it's supposed to be. And the guys played well tonight, really well.
Anything you think you can improve on before tomorrow's game against Delaware?
I don't think so. I mean, we'll be deeper tomorrow. The guys will be back off suspension, at least some of them, and we'll go from there.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Well, Austin, you pretty much nailed it there.
I was going to say the one thing I was going to say.
With the Powers quote.
Excuse me, yeah, it was the Powers quote of we don't talk, let's not talk about it, let's move on. He was nothing to do with that 100th
He's like, forget
win.
it. He's
like, don't talk about it.
I don't care.
Just going to push under the rug.
That's why you got to call it Heckle.
Yeah, good quote from Heckle. Actually, that's a good point we never mentioned either. Guys like Heckle, Danny McAuliffe, Dave Jancy, Troy Scott, those are guys who all got as well the 100 wins with them because they were here for his full 4-year span. So interesting for the players to do that. But Sun Devils win tonight 7-2. Game 2 between these two. Tomorrow night, 7:30, right here on CronkiteSports.com. But interesting game. We'll see what firepower the Blue Hens have tomorrow as we have our post-game wrap-up still coming up. But I'll sign off for the Walter Cronkite staff. On camera, Matt Seaman, and also Bailey Clark on technical producing, Ryan Hess working the production switcher, Casey Fay also on interviews was Casey, and then for our intermission report, Dominic Catronio, Allison Cummings, and Brett Deckard. He's also in control. I'm Nick Merrick. The birthday boy signing out here in Oceanside in a 5-goal victory for the Sun Devils. Stay tuned for our postgame. We'll see you tomorrow, 7:30.
That's really what makes Arizona State University unique, is that in order to really get a good feel for the university, you would have to talk to the people that live there, that play there, that study there, that thrive there. I mean, we do have 4 campuses across the state, and each one's unique and each one's beautiful in their own way, but overall, we're one university in many places.
Just the experience through the football, through the professors, through the student body, there's just no other place like this.
Wherever you go, you see pitchforks everywhere, and I loved it when I came here, and I just figured it was meant to be my next home.
We're moving so forward and being so progressive. You look around ASU right now and there's buildings being sprung up, and things happen so quickly, and it's exciting to be part of it.
Everybody who's here wants to do something amazing with their degree, and they all have so much ambition, and it's great to be around that because it brings you up too.
You come to ASU and you can really do anything you want and whatever you want based on what you're passionate about and what you want to do. When you're a Sun Devil, anything's possible.
It's like the best feeling ever, probably what I live for, because you come on stage and then the lights hit you and you can't see the audience at all, really. It's just you and you're doing what you love.
It's almost surreal. Game day comes and it's a really cool feeling, all the adrenaline and all those fans, all those crazy rowdy students waiting for you, and it'll never get old. I still get butterflies to this day because this place really has become part of me, and I'll always be a Sun Devil. That'll never change.
Being a Sun Devil means pride, it means tradition. We're representing Arizona State by playing softball and going out and getting a national championship for our university.
Motivation for me comes from inspiration. It comes from the people that I've met. It comes from every single patient that I've come across. Every single one of them has touched me in some way, and that has given me fire to go on. And maybe I'm not going to help the entire world, but that doesn't mean I can't touch one person's life.
Oh, it's unreal. And I kind of had a dream to use engineering to help people, but I never expected it to happen in my sophomore year of college. And that's all because of ASU here and all the innovation they have that allows the students to actually solve real-world problems.
Everybody strives to be the greatest here. There's a lot of opportunities to go forward, to just be that better person. I gotta say, it's a life-changing experience.
I think the one thing that unites all the campuses at ASU is that we're all just moving. We're moving forward.
We learn about people here. We are one community. We are one student body. We have so much energy. We have so much passion. And I've loved every second of being a Sun Devil.
Depth, depth, depth. We've said it all year.
Right, we have said it all year, and we've said it so many games, but I think this is the first game that it's been proven. I mean, they were 9 players short, and they come out here and they beat the 6th-ranked team in the nation, a team coming in that's 8-1, coming in a team that really thought they could hand it to the Devils, and they were cocky throughout the game, they were confident, and the Devils handed it to them with 9 of their best players missing. Impressive.
Again, kind of like a personal challenge there for the Sun Devils. But let's talk talk about Delaware here for a second. They are a very good team. They only lost one time prior to coming here, and that was to Robert Morris, who is a very strong team. They're number 6 in the nation. Did they come here and play that way?
They really didn't. I really don't think they came out in full force. They tried to come in, and when they heard, I think, that the ASU was going to be down 9 players, they didn't expect this kind of performance from the Sun Devils, and they just kind of got taken aback, I think, initially. And tomorrow, I think we're going to see a very different strategy from the Blue Hens.
I really hope we do see a different strategy from the Blue Hens. I was almost kind of surprised to see the way they were playing. They didn't carry themselves like a 6th-ranked team in the nation, shouting a lot, kind of yelling at other players. Arizona State was more composed. On the ice, both teams were giving some cheap shots, but the Sun Devils, the Blue Hens, they were ready to get off the bench with a minute to go. They didn't seem like they really were playing hockey. They seemed they were really trying to just get at them, get under their skin. So I was kind of surprised to see that a 6th-ranked team in the nation that is supposed to come in and really knock off the team, they didn't have that on-ice effort, really, that they really needed tonight.
And J.C. Graffiano for Delaware did tell me that he came in here thinking that rankings are important to them. They want to beat the number 1 team in the nation for multiple reasons. It'd be a really cool story to say. But heading into tomorrow, what do you guys think is going to happen?
Well, Powers told us earlier in the week that every team from here on out is going to come in with their best no matter what. No matter what happened the night before, no matter what their record is, they're going to give you your best. So tomorrow you have to expect a different Blue Hens team. They're going to come out probably just as aggressive, but I think we're going to see a lot more scoring chances. They're going to try to maintain that puck as much as they can.
Right. If it wasn't clear before tonight, the Sun Devils are the best team in the country. Maybe besides Gamino State, but besides those two, those are the top echelon of this league. So they have that target on their back. And Delaware, rather than come out and really attack them, they've got to play their own game. They're talented enough. We saw they were skating with the Sun Devils as they were shorthanded today, but they were just as fast. They were moving the puck well. They were playing well in the offensive zone. And they've got to stick to that plan, and they might have a chance to knock off the Sun Devils tomorrow.
And building off that, I think the chippiness really was the key there. Captain Colin Hegel always says, when players take liberties with his team, he's going to fight back. We'll see if that happens tomorrow. But for Brett Decker and Dominic Catronio, I'm Allison Cummings. Thanks for watching the game, and stay tuned tomorrow.
Clear.